It's live here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Kilmarnock against Rangers with your commentary team of Stephen McGinn, Billy Dodds and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Richard. Good afternoon, everyone. And the players just emerging from the tunnel here at a sun-kissed Rugby Park, showing up the show Racism, the Red Cards, placards. It is Show Racism, the Red Card weekend in Scottish football. All the games doing this show of solidarity and message being sent that there is no room for racism in football as across society, as well as the players hoist the cards above their heads. And there is a bit of a buzz around Rugby Park. It has been a challenging start to the season for Kilmarnock, but there are memories fresh in these home supporters' minds of scalps conquered here last season. Celtic, of course, beaten here in quite comprehensively, almost beaten here, even though it was only 2-1. Really aggressive performance, full of intensity, and of course beat Rangers here as well in the league on the opening day of last season when Michael Beale was the manager. And so they have lots to take with them into this season when they face the big two, and they'll be confident despite, as Richard mentioned, their home form hasn't been sparkling in recent times, but they have only played 3 home league games and 2 of them came after European ties. So with 4 of their next 5 away from home, they'll really try and capitalise here being at Rugby Park. As for Rangers, what an incentive it is for them to try to close the gap to Celtic and Aberdeen back to 3 points, which, with everything that's gone on at the club at every level since the start of this season, would be a real big boost to them as their fans pack the away end away to our left. And the referee just in discussion with James Tavernier and Kyle Vassell, the captains. Coin toss, handshakes, and we prepare for kick-off. The lineups, we reckon Kilmarnock will probably go back 4 with Robbie McCrory in goals, Lewis Mayo, Stuart Finlay and Robbie Dees and Corey Ndaba across that back 4. Armstrong, Lyons, Donnelly and Kennedy the flat midfield 4, with Vassell and Watkins the front 2, aiming to put pressure on the Rangers back line. And for Rangers, familiar 4-2-3-1, and what we really see probably is Philippe Clement's strongest 11. Certainly it's his favoured one when he can field it. At the moment, with injuries to some others, and it's Butland in goal, Tavernier, Suter, Proper, Jefte, Diamonde and Barr in the midfield, Cherny, Lawrence and Bayrami the attackers behind Cyril Dessers, as the Rangers fans applaud the goalkeeper as they prepare to watch their team kick off, shooting from right to left as we sit here in the main stands at Rugby Park. And can Kilmarnock truly ignite their season? A fortnight ago, that comeback against Dundee was spectacular, and what has it done to their confidence and belief as Rangers get us underway and go back to Proper and Suter the centre halves, and now to Jefte the left back. Vassell putting some pressure on as it's knocked back to Jack Butland, and Suter in his own box goes back to Butland, and Kilmarnock pressing really high and getting up on top of the goalkeeper Butland, who has to shell it long into the Kilmarnock half, and it's headed out by Robbie Dees and out for a Rangers throw-in midway through the Killie half. Billy Dodds, but Kilmarnock trying to get after Rangers early on as they look to build out.
Yeah, they're playing that 4-4-2 formation, but they'll drop deep at times. But when they can get the press on, they're certainly getting the front 2 in the faces of that Rangers back 4.
Dees heads that out towards the touchline as the cross came in, and Daba put it up in the air. It's bubbling about in the middle of the pitch. Lawrence chests it to Diamonde, then over the top to Bayrami, and then Cherny with it. First time ball towards Dessers, but it's well defended by Kilmarnock, and then it's forward and up into there by Armstrong. Vassell backs in to Proper, and he had a good touch initially, but then it flicks away from him, and forwards now comes Bayrami down the left touchline. He's met by Lewis Mayo with a good challenge. Former Rangers defender, of course, started his career there, many years in the academy, and Kilmarnock have it. Armstrong back to Mayo, and he's closed down by Bayrami, and it spins out for a throw in line with the edge of their own penalty area.
Mally Watkins made a brilliant run there. I think Danny Armstrong just couldn't get out his feet to find him. There's a lot of space to hit. But I wondered how they would shape up within their 4-4-2 if they would both take turns of dropping into Barron. Looks like Mally Watkins is going to do that job, and they're going to keep Kyle Vassell really high. And it, as I said from early on, he's going up against Proper. I think they're going to test him out, see if he can handle the physicalness of Kyle Vassell.
Yeah, John Suter and Robin Proper, the established centre-half pairing. John Souttar in really good form. He played the last 7, started the last 7 together for Rangers, and it bounces in front of John Souttar, and he goes square to Tavernier. Kennedy closes down, and Tavernier goes long for Czerny, who got that double to down St Johnstone at Ibrox before the break, and it's out for a Kilmarnock thrown on the far side. Kilmarnock, first Premiership win this season against Dundee, means they are unbeaten in 5 matches after 4 straight draws, so it's not been as if they've been losing week in and week out, and I think many do feel that they are perhaps in a false position, but it's one thing to say that and for observers to say that, but the points do need to be picked up as Souttar knocks it back to Jack Butland, and it's goalless here at Rugby Park after 2.5 minutes. Proper, the Rangers centre-half rolls up the studs. He's looking for a pass. There aren't many options, and he has to go direct as Czerny's made a run behind, but Stuart Finlay watches it all the way and heads it to the feet of Ndaba, who hooks it up into the Ayrshire sky, and Vassell challenges with Souttar, who wins the header. It bounces in the centre circle, and Bayrami's had a missed kick, and it allows Kilmarnock to recover possession as Danny Armstrong takes it in the centre circle, and he's pinged a left-footed pass deep on top of Tavernier, who heads it. Kennedy picks up, he's on the touchline, he's got 2 Rangers players in front of him, Diamondi and Tavernier. He runs at Tavernier and he's round him and then goes down, looking for the free kick or the corner, but neither are given. It will be a goal kick to Rangers, 0-0.
Yeah, I think he realised I've just overhit that. He's positive. He goes 1-on-1 with Tavernier, tries to get to the byline, but you can see he's overhit it, and then he's thinking, I'll just leave the legs there. Hopefully Tavernier takes it, can get my team a free kick, but good refereeing from Steve McLean, because it was never a foul.
Souttar lets that run behind for another goal kick, but yeah, he put in a tremendous display for Scotland against Portugal, named player of the match, and really coming on to a game. Great to see him get a run without any injuries so far this season. The Rangers centre-back,
they're being really aggressive, Kilmarnock. They're going, and Ndaba's pushing right up, but it's the way they play. It is quite fluid, the formation, and Mbada's pushing up in Tavernier, and they're just saying, come and kick it. We'll fancy ourselves to win a header, man for man.
And Dees actually leaves that one to drop into the arms of Robbie McCrory, who of course also had his time at Rangers, 7 appearances over a decade at Ibrox. Now trying to establish himself as the Kilmarnock number 1 in that battle with O'Hara, who's on the bench as it's long. Vassell chasing it in the box, and he gets a boot on it, and it drops now. The chance blocked by Souttar. It was goal bound. Crucial intervention by the Rangers defender.
Unbelievable how he's not scored. I think he was surprised, Mally Watkins, but Robin Propper's going to have a long afternoon if he's going to let Kyle Vassell back into him and let the ball bounce, because it caused absolute mayhem. It's what they're looking for, and it should have been 1-0 Kilmarnock.
We'll touch on it in a minute. We're going to take the throw in, and you know what Kilmarnock do, but my word, I mean, what is he doing in this blustery day?
Armstrong's long throw headed out to the edge of the box, and then the hooked pass back to Armstrong on the right hand side. He miscontrols, and Jefte comes away with it with the bright pink boots, gives it infield to Bayrami, who spreads it over the head of Vassell to James Tavernier, who maybe should have taken a touch there. He's kept it in though and squeezed it down the line to Czerny. He's done really well. Czerny coming in on that left foot and then tries to check back on the right, and it's still rolling through the Kilmarnock box, and they want the goalkeeper, and Ndaba wanted his goalkeeper to claim it. He was a bit hesitant at first, but McCrory eventually dives on it. 0-0.
Yeah, he was nearly at the end. There's a right panic on, because I think he does the right thing in Ndaba. I mean, Czerny's cutting in and he's driving, he's positive as well, and he's overhit it, and he's thinking, McCrory, come and get it. You can see Ndaba, but he's making sure he's watching Czerny as well. Going back to the chance, I mean, blustery in that corner as well. You know how the wind sweeps through there, Stephen, you know better than anybody here, but to let it bounce, and then once Vassell gets the contact and it falls to Watkins, I think he should be scoring. He's either got to blast it or make sure he gets it over Souttar, and he does neither. He hits it straight off him. It's a big let off for Rangers. To
be fair to Souttar, he stays pretty calm.
Yeah,
he makes this, Watkins have to try and score. He doesn't do anything silly, and he gets his reward.
Played over the top to Dessers, who can't control it. Flag was down and then goes up anyway, so it was offside. So tried to bring it down out the sky, but just as we were talking about John Souttar there.
But they won't make any apology, Kilmarnock. It's coming over here into this left-hand channel again to Vassell. They'll target him. It's Derek McInnes who's going to see if he fancies it, and so far Vassell looks like he's got the better of him.
7 minutes played at Rugby Park, goalless between Kilmarnock and Rangers, but Kilmarnock with the best early chance. Watkins' effort blocked on the goal line by Souttar in front of the goal line. It was heading in as Tavernier tries to flit forward, but he's smashed it into Liam Donnelly. It's away to Kennedy on the left. He's done well to evade the challenge of Tierney, and now gives it to Ndaba, who goes backwards to Finlay. Back in the 11 for David Watson, the only Kilmarnock change from 2 weeks ago, as that pass up towards the halfway line goes straight out for a Rangers throw-in, bang on halfway. But I think that's exactly what Philippe Clement was talking about. He perhaps politely put it as it's a special type of game that's needed here when you come to Rugby Park with the pitch, the conditions, and Kilmarnock just so full of aggression, intensity, vigour, right on top of you, and you've got to be prepared to battle. As Proper crosses the halfway line under no pressure, and then he slipped it to Jefté, left hand side of the box, low cross in, takes the nick off Dees at the near post, and then Donnelly picks up and clears it for a throw in line with the edge of the Killie penalty area.
It's good from Proper that time on the ball, coming out, and he's forcing Jefté to make the run, and then times the pass to perfection. He's in behind, Mayo switches off a little bit, just can't match him, and then he hits first man. But a good move from Rangers down the left hand side.
It's a little warning if Kilmarnock are going to just go man for man with everyone else, leave them on the ball. No, hang on, I can step in, I can play the pass. It makes you rethink maybe the off the ball tactics.
Here is Proper. Pink flashes on the boots, gives it to Diamonde, who goes long again towards Lawrence, and it's headed away by Mayo, and then drops for Armstrong, and they're claiming for a handball as he cleared that. It hit off a Rangers arm. It was by the side though of Jefté, and it's out for a Rangers throw inside their half. But Rangers going also very direct, it has to be said, looking for the pass over the top. Tierney's made a couple of runs, Dessers as well. Just trying to... I
don't think it's a day to take chances on top. I mean, you see it when as soon as Proper lets it bounce, he's got himself in all sorts of trouble.
And Brad Lyons gives away a free kick. A little niggly foul on Tom Lawrence as he challenged for the ball. Derek McInnes won't mind that as he's out on the edge of his technical area, just making sure that Lawrence didn't have any time. And here is Tom Lawrence, back fit again, having missed the St Johnstone game. And it's sailed with the left boot over to the right wing, and Tavernier controls it for Rangers. Back to Suter. Rangers in the dark blue change kit with red flashes across it. Kilmarnock in the blue and white stripes as they come forward. Good footing from Lyons in midfield as it went through to Lawrence, and here is Lyons, gives it to Armstrong, then back to Mayo, who goes up to Watkins, who gets first contact, but it's intercepted by Proper, and Tierney to Barron. Diamonde just tries to cross the halfway, knocks it to Barron, then big switch from Barron, and that's good play by Bayrami. Touch on the head, then edge of the box, looks for a cut back to Dessers on the penalty spot, but it's cleared comfortably at the front post area by Kilmarnock as Vassell goes down. The Kilmarnock fans want a free kick, and they get it from the Rangers defender.
Brilliant from Vassell. He's just playing on Proper, he's just using his strength. What Rangers might need to look at times is maybe getting Barron to come and screen, just playing front, because if the ball's going to be allowed to bounce, he's so strong, Vassell, he just almost just pins him and rolls round, and the minute he gets the other side, Proper's in trouble. Probably a good decision just to foul him.
One thing for sure, Proper's not enjoying that physical battle.
Hooked into the Rangers box, Diamonde's there to head it away, and Jefté keeps it in, but he's giving it straight to Danny Armstrong, who goes backwards onto his left foot and then curls it to Ndaba, who's in the middle of the pitch about 40 yards out. Tierney's forcing him backwards, he goes along the way to outside, and he gets it back, left hand side of the box, flashed into the near post. What a chance that is for Kennedy.
If Kilmarnock should have scored earlier on with Watkins, they absolutely should have scored there. Matty Kennedy makes any contact with the ball, it's 1-0 Kilmarnock. Brilliant play from Vassell, good 1-2 in Ndaba, unbelievable ball in. Butland can't come for it, and Matty Kennedy should have scored.
Just needs a contact, doesn't he? I mean, it's good all-round play, as Stephen described there. When Ndaba gets down that left-hand side, he just fizzes it, and Suter's taking up the front post position, but Proper's then dropped Kennedy, who's in, and he just needs a contact, and it's 1-0 Killie, but misses it at a vital moment from about 2 yards.
There was no one near him as well. Matty Kennedy in a great position, fantastic cross, and that's Rangers caught a couple of times.
It's important to note not just the physical battle, they're brighter than Rangers at the minute, they're sharper, the 1-2 is really slick, and if Rangers allow them to keep playing like this, Kilmarnock will punish you.
Up to Dessers, little layoff looking for Diamonde. There's a groan from the away end because it is eaten up all day by Kilmarnock in the middle of the pitch. It goes back to McCrory, the goalkeeper, who sends it again up towards Vassell, who again comes out ahead with the ball, ahead of Proper. And Jefty tries to defend, and he gets the free kick. Danny Armstrong giving him a nudge.
I'm not sure that was out if it goes for a goal kick.
So I think it's offside, and he's put the flag up late and pointed it's been offside.
Yeah, our favourite late flag. Catching me out there, offside.
Kilmarnock have got the balance right though, haven't they? When they get the opportunity, if it's a by kick for Rangers, they'll go full press. But when it's open play, they'll sometimes sit about the arch ready to spring as a 4-4-2. So they're keeping that balance of a threat up front, but still been hard to break down with the Rangers having an extra man in midfield.
Derek McInnes was just out on the edge of his technical area, holding his hands up in disgust a bit, because Kilmarnock allowed Rangers to play out a bit too easily on that occasion, as Bayrami has it midway through the Kelly half. He goes inside to Diamonde, back to Proper, centre half, then to Suter in the centre circle, along the AstroTurf to Barron, who makes a little dart forward and gives it to Czerny on the touchline. Václav Czerny into Diamonde. He's got a Kilmarnock midfielder right on him, and Liam Donnelly, but he gets away and gives it to Jefty. He takes it inside and then outside Danny Armstrong. He's coming towards the centre of the pitch. Gives it to Lawrence. Lawrence to Bayrami. Rangers a bit narrow at the minute, but Diamonde tries to thread one to Dessers, who makes the run, but Robbie McCrory gathers it on the edge of his 6-yard box, and it's good stuff defensively from Kilmarnock as Rangers try and probe. 0-0, 13.5 minutes played here at Rugby Park.
Yeah, they were pretty narrow and secure, but that's better for Rangers. They're going to have to use that extra man, get a few passes made, and they try to feed it through. Diamonde just takes a little deflection, but Dessers made a good run, nearly got there, but McCrory was sharp.
Well, Kyle Vassell again wins the ball, this time I think illegally, according to the officials.
I think it was a decent spot from Stephen McLean, but I think Robin Proper is trying to win the header. Kyle Vassell doesn't even want to win the header, so they want it to bounce. You look at Watkins and Armstrong's position, midfield right up, they're wanting it to bounce, so they're going to have to figure something out, because if they allow it to keep bouncing, then Kilmarnock they're getting the joy.
You're right, you've got to play him cute, and I mean, yep. Like, sneak round him when they flight the ball, because he's look at Vassell, all he does is watch for the man to try and get a grip of you, so just be a bit more cuter from Proper, but obviously he's not done that. He's taken on the physical batter and he's second best so far.
Foul on Diamonde, just short of just to the left of the centre circle. Free kick to Rangers. They get on with it. Tavernier out to Czerny, fizzes it down the right hand side of the box to Tavernier. Good touch, and he goes for the cross on the left foot. Dessers touch, edge of the 6-yard box, trying to turn the defender. Dessers still going, and the goalkeeper comes out to smother, and it goes behind in the ends for a goal kick to Kilmarnock.
Yeah, he's unlucky, Dessers. I think he does well to get it under control in the box. He's just looking for that half yard, but Robbie Dees is just so tight with him that he can't get the shot away.
Good from Tavernier again. Good run, and Matty Kennedy, that's twice. He's just switched off slightly. He's tracked him all the way, but just can't get there. Tavernier then turns, puts in the ball, and Stephen said it's a good touch. It's that instinctive thing though, can he get a shot away instead of trying to twist and turn? It might go through bodies, but Dees did well, held him at bay.
Here's Lawrence on the halfway line, backwards to Barron, then up to Dessers, now to Bayrami. Jefty's made a run down the left touchline. He gets the ball, the Brazilian dribbles into the middle of the pitch, but it's well read initially, but then it falls back for Jefty, and then Armstrong gets the foot in, and Kilmarnock win it. Watkins up to Vassell again, gets in front of Proper. He's pursued by Barron, who wins the ball off the Kilmarnock captain, and now Bayrami has it. Bayrami up towards Dessers, who turns and tried to just cutely roll Finlay and then take it, but it was always skipping away from him and through to Robbie McCrory.
You said Philip Clement's special pitch and haven't handled it specially. I mean, Jefty just doesn't know how the ball runs in this pitch, because he thinks it's just going to run through and it's bobbling all over the place. Sometimes you've just got to let the ball do the work, just make the pass, but you can't overrun it.
And here's another chance for Watkins as Vassell yet again wins it, and it's not Watkins, shot on goal but blocked behind for a corner to Kelly.
Brilliant from Vassell. I mean, it's so good, instant control. He's backing in, really good vision to find Mally Watkins, and it's a good block from the end up from Rangers. But they aren't learning. I mean, these away games, these games, they throw up different challenges. Who is identifying that cornerback? You're going to maybe have to stand in front. Buy as a foul, just stand in front, and when he tries to back in, use your strength and go and win a free kick, because it's a real problem at the minute for Rangers.
Matty Kennedy over this Kilmarnock corner, raises the left arm and curls one towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and Daba's header up in the air. Barron then nods it away, and then it's miscontrolled, and Rangers can counter here. It's 3-on-1 for Rangers if Dessers can get rid quickly, and his pass for Czerny is a shocker, and it's intercepted by Robbie Dees, and Kilmarnock perhaps get out of jail there.
Is out of jail. Danny Armstrong, I don't know what he's trying, an overhead kick, but Dessers has got to just play in Bajrami. I don't know why he's so complicated it. They had the runners, they had space, so many options. Just play the simple one. Bajrami's in.
Money. Simple pass left, and they probably get a shot at goal, maybe even a goal, but wrong pass, wrong choice of pass from Dessers.
Yeah, Cyril Dessers. That is the frustration that's Rangers fans have with him.
That's when you get the chance to play here. When Kilmarnock give the ball away, make a mistake, they are open because they're so aggressive. It has to be better quality than that.
Here comes Tavernier into Czerny, edge of the box. He's got a bit of space to shoot with the left foot, and beaten away at the front post by Robbie McCrory. Better from Rangers. Back to Diamonde. Next to the touchline, gives it to Czerny. Thinks about the cross with the left foot, gives it to Bajrami, and then Diamonde, Bajrami over on the right hand side into Tavernier, side of the box, puts it, or tries to put it to the back post where Dessers was peeling off, but it's too close to the goalkeeper, who collects. 18 minutes played, Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0.
He was in a good area, Dessers. I was expecting better from Tavernier when he picks up on that right hand side, maybe just to float one towards that back post, going back to Czerny's shot. Picks up those pockets when he comes inside, maybe 25 yards from goal. That's a good left foot strike. Looks as if it was moving a wee bit, and McCrory had to deal with it. Beats it away to his left hand side.
That's a poor pass from Mayo, straight at Bajrami, and knocks it into the Kilmarnock half for Lawrence, but it's far too close to Dees, who puts it up towards Watkins, who's won the ball, and then Lyons goes down, tangle of legs with Conor Barron, and Kilmarnock free kick midway through the Rangers half, and a chance to send this one into the Rangers box.
He's just got his body in front. Conor Barron's trying not to foul him, but the way Brad Lyons has manoeuvred his body, it's so hard for him to get out the way. And good situation, good position for Kennedy Armstrong to put it in the Rangers box.
Yeah, Kilmarnock have options. Armstrong and Kennedy, who have been, well, there's been a lot of stars of Kilmarnock's success over the last 12 months or so, but chief among them is Armstrong curls one in, and building them up as he curls it straight down the throat of Jack Butland, Danny Armstrong.
It's a wrong area. I'll tell you what, if he hits that back area, Rangers zonal, they switch off, and Finlay makes a great run down the back. Late, but he's right through. See if he puts in that back area, he's got a hell of a chance to score.
He's probably the wrong taker, because Finlay's run's so good. He actually wanted it to be curling out the way so Finlay can run onto it. So Derek McInnes, you could see his frustration, because he probably spotted Finlay's run like ours and how in he was.
Rangers trying to build out from the back here, and they've had just the one attempt, serious attempt really, from Czerny from the edge of the box. Kilmarnock with two really good chances. Watkins on goal, beaten Butland, who had come out, but Suter was there to block it, and then Kennedy free in the 6-yard box, couldn't connect with a Ndaba cross. Should have put Kilmarnock in front.
The Rangers fans to the left are frustrated with Cyril Dessers' hold-up play, but I think the midfield boys need to work harder to give proper an option. They're allowing themselves just to be man-marked in the middle of the park with its rotation, because I think the one person that is doing it, I think Czerny's moving well, he's coming off his man, and he's given an option.
That's a midfielder looking at midfield, quite rightly so. I'm looking at the striker, because, I mean, Tavernier is looking at this and says, come and show, and he wants to take an eternity, and he's robbed. He's got to be a lot sharper there.
It's up to Czerny, who tries to jink between two Kilmarnock players, but Ndaba emerges with the ball. Rangers want a foul, but referee Steve McLean says no, as Tavernier lashes it to Barron from the Kilmarnock ball over the top. And here's Diamonde, centre circle, gives it to Jefte on the halfway line. A bit more space here for Rangers if they want it, but Diamonde turns and goes backwards, and then Proper gives it back to Diamonde, and Kilmarnock are a bit more up on the game now. It was a chance to get that.
You need more there from a Rangers midfield. He's got himself free, and why is he rolling it back to one of the centre halves to go and build the play again? You're in a good position into Kilmarnock's half. Be braver than that.
You've got beyond that front two, and you've got the extra man. Go and use it and be direct. But why he turns back, Diamonde's beyond me.
Brad Lyons emerges with the ball, back with giving it to Armstrong, and then up to Watkins, who's battling, but this time Rangers win the contest, and Suter goes back to Butland. Rangers have been strong defensively this season. Domestically, 7 clean sheets in their 9 domestic games. Only Motherwell and Celtic have scored against them this season, and well, the Motherwell game, it was actually a Robin Proffer own goal, so only Celtic players have managed to stick the ball past Jack Butland domestically this season for Rangers. It's a well won in the middle of the park by Robbie Dees, and then his pass lets him down as he looked to play it in front of Watkins on the break for Kilmarnock, and Rangers now have it back with Jack Butland, 0-0.
The problem there for Robbie Dees is he's left-footed playing the right-hand side. The pass for a right-footed centre-half, it's on, it's easy. He's trying to force it with the outside of his left foot. Much more difficult skill, and in a good position he gives the ball away.
Liam Donnelly gives the referee a little bump as he tries to sprint over to meet Bayrami, who gives it to Propper. And here's Lawrence on halfway line, which is not exactly where Rangers would want Tom Lawrence to be operating, as Barron and Diamonde push up slightly. Suter gives it to Lawrence, into Tavernier, who goes backwards to Suter. Rangers trying to squeeze Kilmarnock in their own half, but they're not going anywhere at the moment. But Tavernier takes it infield and knocks it to Diamonde, but he's immediately swarmed by 2 Kilmarnock players, loses the ball, and then Kilmarnock get the free kick as Diamonde holds in frustration.
Yeah, it's frustration because Rangers are playing 5-6 passes. Nobody's moving in the front forward line. Dessers isn't peeling out onto someone saying hit me. They have to change up their game. This isn't Ibrox, this isn't a lush European grass pitch. They're having to mix it up, and I think they're trying to force their own game onto the pitch, which isn't working.
They were slow there as well, and then you see what Kilmarnock, what I was talking about with that balance. They get back in that shape. It's a low block, they call it, 4-4-2, but it's narrow and there's no space. And when they play slow and they eventually make that pass forward, it's all congested, and they I think it was Diamonde just get robbed because there's 2 or 3 players able to get round them.
You're listening to Sportsline live on BBC Radio Scotland as the Kilmarnock goalkeeper knocks that free kick straight out of the park. Poor pass from Robbie McCrory. It's goalless between Kilmarnock and Rangers. 24 minutes played at Rugby Park, and it is weather update. Still glorious sunshine here as we expected a storm to blow in. We'll have to see how that develops as Rangers come forward. Long ball, diagonal looking for Jefte, and found him. Takes a touch into the box, really neat touch. Jefte with a low shot, blocked. Rangers fans claim for a handball. Tierney has it inside the area. A little backheel flick is straight to Corey Ndaba, and then Brad Lyons gets away from Tom Lawrence and then lashes it up the right-hand side, and it'll go through to Jack Butland.
Danny Armstrong's losing that battle in terms of defensively. Jefte's brilliant run, and then he chops inside, tries to get a shot away, but Danny's getting both barrels from Derek McInnes because he needs his wide players to do that job. He needs to track them all the way and don't make it so easy to get into their box.
Yeah, Jefte certainly coming on to a game at Rangers. I think fair to say maybe a few question marks still defensively, but he's definitely got talent. In terms of attacking, he's got down this left-hand side a couple of times for Rangers as Tierney drops in and gives it to Suter. Again, Suter just having to take 2 or 3 touches before a option becomes available, and when it does, it has to go sideways. But now Tom Lawrence trying to carry it forward, gives it to Bayrami midway through the Kilmarnock half, about 10 yards in from the left touchline. Infield to Diamonde, back to Bayrami, then Barron, forward to Diamonde, little short, couple of yards to Bayrami, and then Propper thinks about the diagonal switch to Tavernier, takes a couple of touches, then gives it to Suter, who's in the Kilmarnock half. Then to Lawrence, who's dropping back amongst the centre backs to try and make things happen, and he's saying to Diamonde, give me an option, rotate, move about.
Look how narrow the back 4 are. There are 4 centre halves, 2 full back, 2 centre halves, really narrow, and the 2 wingers they're playing it's a back 6 at times, but they're ready to spring. They've got back, they're set, and they're waiting for a Rangers mistake.
Suter rolls it to Propper, who's going to go up, and he's going to shoot from 30 yards, and it's blocked by Brad Lyons, and now breaks for Watkins, and he tries to stab it behind his old teammate Connor Barron, but it hit off Barron, and Rangers regather and are able to build again. But yeah,
that was that mistake, wasn't it? And he's trying the right thing. It's Barron, he probably fancies it. Watkins, he's quick in a foot race, and Barron does well though. He covers in and gets a vital block.
Stuart Finlay steps in to intercept, gives it to Lyons, who scored the winner against Rangers in that 1-0 win opening day last season, and he's Brought to deck by Tavernier, who is going to get a yellow card as well for that challenge.
It's good from Brad Lyons. He's looked up, he's not getting the options. He's won out balls, probably Vassell, but it's on his left foot. He's now just take it for a run. Tavernier, is he really going anywhere? Can you just get backside? It's giving Kilmarnock another chance of being in their own half. They're soaking up a wee bit of pressure. They're now getting a chance to deliver quality into the box.
You're right, Stephen, because he puts pressure on himself now. Derek McInnes, you tell Matt Kennedy at him all day long. Yeah. Not that he wouldn't be anyway.
Armstrong goes short to Kennedy, who shifts onto the right foot. He doesn't have much pressure on him. He goes and he finds Finlay with a header! Kilmarnock hit the front. Flag is up. Flag is up. Stuart Finlay thought he'd given Kilmarnock the lead, peeled off the back. Brilliant header planted low into the bottom corner beyond Jack Butland. And we'll wait to see what the VAR verdict is on that. The near side linesman's flag went up, but Kilmarnock again causing Rangers problems.
I think this will be tight, but we were just speaking there, Billy. Tavernier's given him a chance just to put it in the box. They've taken a quick one, Armstrong and Kennedy. They put quality in. They've put quality in all season for the last couple of seasons. They'll put it on the money. It's right in the middle of the box. It's a brilliant header, and I think this is going to be tight.
Yeah, it looked tight, especially when Finlay started his run, but allowing too much space. We said that, take the quick free kick, and you know the delivery's good, you know the physicality and the height of the Kilmarnock team. Finlay already getting himself free from a free kick earlier, gets himself free again, plants a header, and this is such a tight call.
VAR is Alan Muir, who'll be drawing the lines and pondering what decision is going to be made here, but that time it did go to Kennedy with the right foot, and he just lands it. Brilliant area just ahead of the 6-yard box, and the goal will not count. Steve McLean signals for offside, and Kilmarnock thought they'd taken the lead, but it is 0-0 at Rugby Park. But Kilmarnock buoyed by their performance. They are getting chances here against Rangers at Rugby Park. Butland goes long with a free kick, headed away up to the halfway line. Barron's battling with Watkins, out-muscled, but it drops for Lawrence. Now Jefte trying to chip it forward for Lawrence. It's blocked, and Diamondi picks up the scratch, rolls it to Lawrence on the left-hand side. He's running at Mayo, left-hand side of the box, puts a step over in, and then he turns back the way to Jefte, and then stands a ball to the back post, header down. Tavernier has it pinched away from him in the box, and Kilmarnock try and counter, and Suter intercepts and puts it out for a throw in far side. It is Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0 as we hit the half-hour mark.
With the Rangers players, manager, they had an inquest while it was going on, because Kilmarnock could be 3-0 up here. They've had two unbelievable chances, very, very tight offside. They have to change something, because if they keep going the way they're going, keep bobbing about, playing slow, making the same mistakes, giving fouls away, letting balls bounce, Kilmarnock will eventually punish you.
Dee's header away to the left-hand side, and Finlay smashes it, takes a deflection. Barron sends it forward, and Dessers has it on the right-hand corner of the box, but really well marshalled, and eventually loses it, and it goes to Robbie McCrory, whose low pass is towards Lyons. Proffer clears. Mayo steps in front of Bayrami. Now Armstrong has it for Kilmarnock. Armstrong into the middle, where Donnelly collects up towards the centre circle, then across to Ndaba, the left back. Now Kennedy over the halfway line. He's running, or walking rather, towards Tavernier and Dessers, who's back. In Lyons. Kilmarnock with a bit of time on the ball here as Rangers sit off. Here's Dees, centre circle, just short of the halfway line. Gives it to Donnelly. First time pass to Finlay, who moments ago thought he'd headed Kilmarnock into a 1-0 lead. Ndaba now, left touchline, rolls it down the line. Intercepted by Tavernier, up to Czerny. His flick is picked off by Donnelly. Donnelly with a big switch looking for Armstrong, but it's under hit, and then Shefty can only hit it as far as Lyons, and now Armstrong does have it. Right corner of the box for Kilmarnock. Goes back to Mayo, who's going to put the first time cross in, and it's flicked off the top of the head of John Suter out to the left-hand side. And a little run towards a byline, and Suter knocks it out for a corner, but the free kick is given, and Rangers get out of jail a wee bit there. On the far side, it's still goalless.
Yeah, it's a soft one, because Tavernier knows he can't touch him, he's just been booked, so he tries to just lean into him and he just practically falls over, and Vassell gets the free kick against him. I'm telling you what is evident right now. You can see a lot of these Rangers players just haven't played this pitch, and that move there, it was evident. Czerny gave the ball away by flicking it, going too tight. Then the crossfield ball, Jeffrey didn't know how to deal with it. And I look at players like Bayrami and Proper as well, and they've really struggled on it. So that's a big thing. It's a team that a lot of them, half them nearly, just haven't played the pitch, and they're really struggling to get to terms with it.
And the sun is beaming through the gaps in the stands at Rugby Park, which is making it tricky for defenders, certainly down the Kilmarnock end, as there's ball in towards the Rangers box, and Kennedy was really lurking there, and a crucial challenge prevented him from latching onto that pass as Czerny keeps it in on the far side, gives it to Tavernier, who rolls it with the studs out of his own box, chips it forward to Dessers, but it's won by Lyons, and Diamonde wins the seconds forward, but Kilmarnock have it back once more, and the Rangers fans really frustrated as it's played long. And Armstrong trying to put pressure on Jeff, who knocks it away from Armstrong and goes after it, gets it, turns just before the halfway line, but Armstrong getting some applause from Derek McInnes right in front of him because he tracked back well and got goal side of Jeffrey, and Rangers have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper Butland. But I mentioned Rangers have been really sound defensively domestically this season, but they have only managed 12 goals in their 7 league games, which you expect better from, you know, an old firm side to have scored more than 12 and 7. Not that it's a bad return necessarily, but I think the fans would like a few more, as a big switch towards Czerny goes out the park. 33 minutes played here on Sports Sound, BBC Radio Scotland. Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0.
I think Kilmarnock will be happy with their day's work so far. They've been bright, they've been aggressive, and I think they've got the game where they want it. Obviously they've missed some good chances to go in the lead, but they'll be happy with how it's going along. Derek McInnes said they've been better in the second half, so if this is a first half performance, then can they go again second half? Happy
with the way it's going performance wise, disappointed with the scoreline, I would say.
Lawrence midway through the Kilmarnock half, outside of the boot to Tavernier, then infield to Czerny, back to Lawrence. Rangers trying to get some quick passing going, but there's no way through at the moment, but they still have it. Tavernier to Czerny, then Tavernier makes a little underlapping run right hand side of the box, low cross in, goalkeeper missed it, the defender didn't though. Dees, I think,
yeah, it was.
at the back post, hooks it away.
Brilliant defender, because he's the one that's reading the danger, and once Tavernier again in behind Kennedy, just switches off. Brilliant Fid's cross right across the face of the goal. McCrory's beaten, Dees gets himself in a great position. The one thing I would say again, Dessers got to be reading that, absolutely desperate to score a goal. He's just waiting on it, as if to say, I'll wait till the ball comes to me 10 yards out instead of attacking it.
Tavernier and Jeffrey have made the best runs for Rangers. You look at the forward areas, Dessers wants to come to feet, Czerny wants to come to feet, Bayrami wants to come to feet, Tom Lawrence makes the odd run, but a lot of the players coming to feet. The Rangers fullbacks are the ones making the penetrating runs.
Kilmarnock won a free kick there, Vassell, just in the Rangers half, but and it's a little slack pass backwards for Kilmarnock, but they recover and go back to McCrory. Vassell is having so much joy in buying fouls and getting in front of Rangers players when the ball's sent up to him, and here he is. The free kick is given against Marley Watkins for the challenger Conor Barron in the centre circle, and Rangers will have the free kick. But yeah, as you say guys, the space when you look at it from where we're sitting at the back of the main stand is down the side of Kilmarnock, and Rangers not really playing with much width.
Yeah, it just can't come from the fullback. Stephen's right to point out they're the ones that are making the runs, but the wingers are there, right, and it's good that they move about, they come in pockets and move Kilmarnock about because you have to, but I'd like to see the wingers being more direct, getting to the byline, getting a few crosses in, but they aren't.
Czerny does slip it to Bayrami in the box, he moves back out the penalty area, retains possession well, gives it to Tavernier in line with the edge of the box, and then a little chip for Bayrami looking for Tavernier, but it's well read by Kennedy, who puts it out for a throw in on the far side.
Can you flip the wide players? I mean, it's the type of day, it's not the day for running with the ball. Can they play on the right side and just get crosses in the box? Because Dessers that's how he's going to score.
Yeah, I've no problem with him.
Tavernier intercepts, and it was towards Dessers, but it was well defended. Sorry, Billy.
No, I've no problem with them coming in pockets and mixing up their game. That's what they've got to do. But I would like to see them take their full back down the outside at times. But Rangers don't play that way. I've not seen many wingers since Ryan Kent was here, like who they've brought in. Like Czerny likes to cut inside. like Bayrami, likes to come into the pockets, cut inside. They don't have a natural one who, like a Matty Kennedy, who just says, take you down the line, I'm going to hang up to the back post. It just doesn't happen enough.
Yeah, Kilmarnock with the best chances here at Rugby Park in this first half. We've played 37 minutes. In fact, they did have the ball in the back of the net through Stuart Finlay header, but it was chalked off for offsides, and they have a throw in now midway through the Rangers half. Armstrong didn't go long on that occasion, and he gets it back on the corner of the box and then goes with a little lob on top of Butland onto the roof of the net. And well, I think his manager maybe wanted him to put that into the back post area.
When you're imagining the game, you're thinking, can Danny Armstrong test Jeffrey? But it's not quite happened for him so far in the ball. He's getting a brilliant opportunity there, and you expect him to ask more questions of Rangers than just kind of flipping it out for a goal kick. So I think that's down to Jeffrey. Jeffrey is making him work hard. He's taking him the other way.
Here is Jeffrey, gives it to Bayrami on the halfway line, dribbles across the pitch towards the centre circle, short pass to Diamonde, puts it in front of Suter. Suter touch with the right foot, light boots to Diamonde, outside to Tierney on the touchline, infield to Tavernier, and then Tierney makes a wraparound run, but again Kilmarnock are street smart about it, and then Daba read it and got in front of the pass. It's cleared only as far as Lawrence, gives it to Diamonde right hand side, dummies across, then lays it onto Tavernier, who gets across and tries to squeeze the ball across the face of goal again, and it hits up Daba, and he claims it's come back off Tavernier, and the referee agrees. Goal kick.
It's one of those difficult ones, but I do think it was the right decision.
Yeah, you're right, and I'm not laughing at anything but the two officials, because Steve McLean's looking at his linesman, the linesman's looking at him, the linesman's saying, I'm not making a decision. Steve McLean eventually has to, and it's like belatedly, and it's not sure, I'll just point for a by kick then.
Robbie McCrory long with a goal kick. The sun's streaming through the stands here at Rugby Park. Flick on, Tavernier heads it down to Proper, who puts it up into the sky. It comes down on Dees, who heads it up into the air, flicked on by Armstrong. Vassell takes on the chest, goes down under a nudge from Proper, and that's cheap from the Rangers centre half.
That's the one I'm talking about, player. He's never winning the ball. Vassell's just bringing it down his chest. Let him bring it down his chest and see if he can flick a leg round the side and boot it away or something, but he's just bumping through the back of him. He went for a header just a minute ago, and I looked at Stephen and I'm thinking, he headed it and it was like just an exhale, wasn't it? A breath, as if this is a hard gig today.
Free kick rolled to Armstrong, who's one-on-one on the right-hand side, but he goes back to Kennedy, who hands it to the back post. Vassell's flick, and it spins away to the far side, and Tavernier's going to clear it up the pitch, but that's another decent chance for Kilmarnock. Vassell couldn't steer it on target, still have it cross-blocked off Tavernier, who goes after it, and then a sliding challenge wins it in front of Tavernier, and it's a foul according to Stephen McLean. Gives a free kick. Rangers go quickly. Diamonde to Lawrence, the referee unhappy that it was taken so quickly, and it will all calm down. But another excellent delivery into the box by Kilmarnock moments ago.
Listen, I don't think it's a foul. I actually don't think once you've given the foul, Steve McLean needs to pull it back, because Rangers are in a good situation. They, for the first time probably all afternoon, they've sharp of mind, they've played quick, and Tom Lawrence is in acres of space. But I think even just that challenge probably shows the appetite of both teams today. Robbie Deasy just wanted it more than James Tavernier.
Free kick taken short to Conor Barron, who takes it on the turn, puts it in front of Proper, left centre half for Rangers, and he's got space in front of him this time, and he crosses the halfway line, gives it to Lawrence. Good tracking back from Marley Watkins to pinch it though, and then the long ball forwards is straight out the pitch from Kilmarnock.
Got to have quicker pitchers, and definitely Tom Lawrence, because he's in that position where you have to play quick, that 10 position. When he gets it inside, he's delaying it, he's trying to drag back, but just right through the Rangers team, it's got to be moving sharper to the ball, quicker layoffs, quicker pitchers in the mind just to get it and pass it, but they're not handling it at all well today, just different aspects of the game.
4 minutes to the break, and it's still goalless somehow here at Rugby Park as Ndaba plays it up in the air. Barron's underneath it, controls it on the chest. He's pressured by Watkins, but he does really well, the Rangers midfielder, to stay composed, and gives it to the goalkeeper. Now Diamonde, and he's under pressure again, he goes down. Lyons has it, Brad Lyons on goal, and the referee didn't go for the foul, and then he has given the free kick.
Listen, Stephen McLean's played the advantage. I think it is a foul, right? But Diomande was asking for trouble there. Touch. Brad Lyons is
talking about, but why is he playing that advantage? If he's either he's sure it's a foul or it's not. What is he waiting for? To make a decision and let the goal happen and then let VAR intervene? If he's a ref, you've got to blow up. That's a free kick or not. I'll tell you what, he's lucky though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
He's in a good position, Steve McLean. The only bit I thought right away foul, but Diomande's took that long over it. You just wondered, has he got a better view? Has he maybe not fouled him? It's one of those close ones that you rely on VAR, but Diomande has got to be. You can't play centre midfield for Rangers with that kind of. He's not even scanned. He's not looked once to what's about. Brad Lyons is going, oh, I've got this.
The theme's continuing though, and we just looked at Bayrami, we talked about Lawrence, and then the next pass, Diomande gets it robbed in such a dangerous position. Rangers have got to sharpen up all over the pitch. Kilmarnock, they've handled the game brilliantly.
And Dava, his pass is picked off, and he wins it back though really well, Corey and Dava. Knocked towards him on the halfway line, Barron intercepts. But Rangers, they're just not playing like a team with the incentive to close the gap at the top of the table to 3 points. I find it almost quite baffling.
Yeah, and they're a bit lost, and as I said, there's 4 players out there who have never played this pitch, but just do the simple things then. I'm not making that an excuse, but they've just got to play simple football with the elements and the pitch, but they just look as if I've no idea how to handle this place. The wind, Kilmarnock in our faces, the physical aspect of the game, how quickly Kilmarnock move the ball. Rangers are doing the complete opposite so far in the match.
But Billy, I'm just shocked that nothing's changed. They've not changed one single thing. You don't have to wait till half time to.
It's over the top to Vassell, controls it in the box, then a little dummy, gets onto the right foot, and it's over the top. But again, brilliant play from Kilmarnock and their captain Kyle Vassell. He goes close.
You could actually take him off, Robin, proper. You get Balogun on the bench. Yeah, if he continues to lose his battle, to not change up anything, then Kilmarnock will win here, because it's almost a 1v1 battle every time Kilmarnock get the ball in their hands, at their feet. They're just finding it, and Kyle Vassell's getting himself into Rangers' box.
Top in that channel, and he decides this time I'm not going to attack. That's the time he should have gone and attacked it, and he's let it bounce, and then he's thinking, oh man, I'm in trouble. It's Kyle Vassell again. He just muscling me out the way, and then he just turns and hits a shot, but just doesn't fancy it now, because he's got himself into that physical battle. He knows I can't beat Vassell, so now he backs off at the wrong times. He just, it could be a sub that Philip Clement is thinking about with proper. He's having a hard time of it out there.
Yeah, it's goalless though, and that will be the frustration for Derek McInnes with the final 30 seconds of the first 45 to play. The fourth official has the board in his hands. We'll see what will be added, but Kilmarnock with several good chances to take the lead at Rugby Park, and you can see the flags over on the far side. The wind is really picked up, and it's Rangers who are struggling to handle it at the moment. They do get the free kick, or Kilmarnock get the free kick, I should say, just before the halfway line. And we have now played the 45 minutes, and it's 1 minute added at the end. And Lewis Mayo is going to, I think, go along with this free kick and put Rangers under more pressure as he steps back. Kilmarnock with players forward, Rangers with a really high line, and it's floated to Finlay, who gets a header on it and drops for Diomande, who thumps it up into the air. Mayo does well to read the flight of the ball there, because it swerved a bit, and he heads it out, and it's up to Watkins and knocked out for a Kilmarnock throw-in up towards the Rangers penalty area, taken quickly to Kennedy, tries to flick it on, and then Suter passes it to Jefte, and Armstrong closing down, and Diomande has to get rid towards Czerny, and Dava wins the challenge, then keeps it in with a decent touch on the far side, but Czerny wins it back, goes backwards to Tavernier, who goes long up to Dessers, goes down Stuart Finlay, and it's the free kick. And from Cyril Dessers, that did seem a bit harsh to me, but
I think it's a foul, and it's that delayed reaction from him again. It's not great quality up to him, of course, but just be on your toes, be sharp. I'm going to get in front of my centre half.
And that is the half-time whistle, and the boos you can hear are emanating from the away end to our left, because Kilmarnock have been the better team here at Rugby Park in the first half. They've had a vast majority of the chances, and they did have the ball in the net just before the half-hour mark. Stuart Finlay rising to meet Matty Kennedy's cross, planted it in the bottom corner. It was ruled out on the pitch for offside. VAR confirmed that, but there have been other opportunities as well. Watkins had one that was goal-bound, but for John Souttar standing in the way, a crucial block from the Rangers defender. Then Matty Kennedy should have turned in Corey Ndaba's cross from the left. He was free, unmarked in the 6-yard box, couldn't connect, and that chance was gone. And then just a few moments ago as well, Kyle Vassell worked himself some space to get it onto the right foot and drove it over the top of the crossbar for Rangers. Their only real serious attempt was from Václav Černý from distance, left foot, which was well struck, and Robbie McCrory pushed it away reasonably comfortably. So plenty to ponder for Philippe Clement and his Rangers team as they go down the tunnel here at Rugby Park at half-time in this Premiership encounter. It is Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0.
Kilmarnock versus Rangers. Football from Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
BBC Radio Scotland is literally going to great lengths to raise money for BBC Children in Need this year.
Our swim team is going to attempt to swim 24 miles in 5 days. That's more than the length of Loch Ness.
We'll be joining with other BBC teams from across the UK as together we try to clock up 1,000 miles.
We'll bring you a splash-by-splash account of how it's going with regular updates on mornings.
Together, swimming 1,000 miles for BBC Children in Need. BBC Radio Scotland.
Well, you're listening to Sports Sound with me, Richard Gordon. We're midway through the one remaining fixture for the weekend. It is Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0. You can see the highlights tonight, 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. Also SWPL action this afternoon, although not quite as much as we've been hoping for. Aberdeen against Motherwell was postponed in the morning. To be fair, given the conditions here in the northeast, I am not at all surprised. The wind, the rain, the storms, it would have been horrendous trying to play football in that. Matrons against Hearts, I think there was to be an inspection there. I haven't heard actually whether that game is going ahead. That's due to kick off at 1. Partick Thistle, Queen's Park also then. Celtic Spartans at 2. Dundee United, Glasgow City at 4. And then live on BBC Alapa, Hibernian against Rangers at 4:10. The highlights from the women's games on Monday night, 7 o'clock on the BBC Scotland channel. And in the week ahead, Monday to Friday, do pick up your Scottish Football Daily podcast, wherever you catch your podcast material. Wednesday night we'll be live on Sports Sound. It's a 5 o'clock start to the programme. It's Champions League action, of course, as Atalanta take on Celtic, with a full live commentary on that one. It's a 5:45 start. And then Thursday, it's a double bill of European action. In the Conference League, Hearts against Omonia Nicosia kicks off at 5:45. Rangers against FCSB at the Old Stour Bucharest, of course, an 8 o'clock start to that one. And we're also live on Friday. Big night for the Scottish women's national team, the first leg of the European Championship playoff against Hungary. They're away in the first leg. There'll be live radio commentary of that on Sports Sound. You can also watch the pictures on BBC Alapa. And Sports Scene will be continuing their journey through the early rounds of the Scottish Cup. Second round action between Threave Rovers and Stranraer. Been some fantastic matches actually in these early rounds that our television colleagues have covered in recent years. I'm sure that will be another one to enjoy on Friday night. So lots to look forward to. It will be, as ever, a busy week right here on Sports Sound and indeed on the sports desks. There will be coverage online as well, and of course plenty coverage I'm sure in the days ahead following the dreadfully sad news that came out yesterday regarding Sir Chris Hoy. He has disclosed that the cancer he's been suffering from for over a year now, I think, is terminal. He's been told he has between 2 and 4 years to live. Did an interview with the Sunday Times. He's talked about the fact that he still feels fit and strong and trying to stay as positive as possible. He has just been the most incredible competitor right the way throughout his career, of course. Hugely popular and influential figure right across the world after his exploits on the bike. I think all of us here at BBC Sport would like to pass on our thoughts, our best wishes to Chris, and just incredibly brave, and I'm sure inspirational to lots of other people that he has come out and spoken about what he and his family are going through right now. So, halfway through the game in Ayrshire, it is Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0, but the chances, Stephen McGinn, have mainly fallen for the home side. They should be in front, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they should be winning. They should be winning by a couple. They've been excellent. This is Kilmarnock at home. This is when they're at their best. It's so hard to play against. They get you playing their game. They influence you. They put their game plan, they put their imprint onto you, and they're such a threat. I mean, Vassell and Watkins are such a handful up front, and Rangers just haven't dealt with them all afternoon.
Billy, I mean, you boys have been talking about it throughout the commentary, and it's almost as if they either haven't learned or they simply can't find a way to cope with.
Yeah, look, I mean, Kilmarnock, first we'll touch on that, absolutely excellent. Should be in front. They'll be really happy with the performance levels, but disappointed they're not in front. But they've handled everything. They know the way they're going to play. They know the elements, so they play to that, and have caused Rangers all sorts of trouble. Rangers, plenty to ponder, Richard. I mean, coming here, you name a team, and I'm kind of looking at it, and it's not excuses. I'm looking at it right. There's 4 players in that team who just haven't played this pitch, and it looks like it. And they haven't had an influence in the game whatsoever, and they're doing all the wrong things. Then you get, they've got the extra man in midfield, they don't use it quickly enough, and Kilmarnock get back in shape and make it really difficult for them. Their wide players come inside but never take anybody on the outside, never get crosses in the box. Dessers is playing on very little quality up to him. But when it has come, his movement has been terrible throughout the match. He just looks a yard short, not sharp, want to come to the ball. Proper looks a beaten man out of this back 4 already, because Vassell is out muscling him early on in the game, and then he's not chucked it, but what he's done is just, I don't know, this is a really tough gig today. This is a tough match. I can't handle the physical side of Vassell. He's so strong, and backed off him at the wrong times. And then times when he should play cute and let him chest the ball and try and get round him and poke a leg in or boot it away that way, he's trying to take on the physical battle and give away free kicks. They are very lucky to not be behind. I don't know if it's Kilmarnock's win the system, but they've played that well. They've just helped things on. Maybe it'll get better for Rangers, but their whole attitude to the game has to change, because we touched on it at the start of the match. And you said that, you asked the question, they could get within 3 points. They're not playing like that, as if all the problems we've had, we've a real chance here to get 3 points behind the 2 league leaders. And they've not gone about the game properly, whether it's technically or whether it's the mindset way, just to go in there and say, well, today we might scrape a win, but we're going to do it with a really good attitude. It's not been like that for Rangers, and they have not been at it whatsoever.
And the scene was set, I suppose, very early on, 5th minute. That was the first error that Proper made. Vassell getting in behind him, he's out-muscled him, he's knocked the ball back. I think we should say, actually, it was a very, very good save by Jack Butland. The ball fell to Marley Watkins 10 yards out, and ultimately it was John Souttar who cleared it, but actually Butland did recover, got a hand to the shot, and that took the power off the ball and allowed Souttar to clear it away. Kennedy then misses from 5 yards out, missed the ball completely. And then, of course, there was the goal that they appear to have scored. I think, Stephen, you said you felt it was very close. It did look very close, but of course, it is the one area where we shouldn't be able to have any complaints or any disagreements. They draw the lines. They can factually determine whether a player is offside or not. But Derek McInnes will be frustrated they're not in front, but he's going to be so encouraged, isn't he, that they've picked up from that fantastic conclusion at Dens Park a couple of weeks ago.
I think he will, but I don't even think he'll need to mention it. I think the players will. There's games you can play in, play football, and it's maybe not much in it, or you're getting hemmed in and you create big chances and you think that might punish us not scoring them. Unless Philip Clement changes something drastically, Kilmarnock will continue to get opportunities. The message will be, this is here for us. This is what a chance this is to go and win a game of football. First and foremost, get that first home win of the season. And unless Rangers can come up with something, it'll be go and hit Vassell in Proper again, and let's just keep getting runners off him, because there's so much joy. I would expect Phil Clement has to change something, and change something pretty drastic.
So you look at the bench, or you're
Balogun's the obvious one, but because they're not getting anything off the 2 wingers, could even, I don't know, there's a flexibility there to change to a 3 and bring Balogun on, try and protect Proper a bit more, because look, he's came from the Eredivisie. I don't think there's many Watkins and Vassels duels kicking about the Dutch league. It's a totally different experience. The pitch is different. You'd think he's an experienced enough player that you can get in at half time, kind of get yourself together, maybe play in the middle and let Balogun go and win headers. But I think something's got to change. I think the away end are expecting something. I think they're almost demanding something to change, because not just tactically, maybe substitutions, even just their appetite, that almost that belief of Celtic and Aberdeen both drop points. This is let's go and win this game.
Yeah, I must admit, I've been really surprised that Rangers have been fairly low-key, Billy, given the incentive that lay in front of them. There have been a couple of decent crosses from Tavernier, Cyril Dessers did wriggle free and he got the shot saved. There was one that he perhaps didn't gamble as you felt he might have done, but apart from the issues at the back, they just simply haven't looked dangerous enough going forward, have they?
That's exactly what I'm trying to allude to, where realise the situation. Right, if we play poorly today, our attitude will be good and we'll sneak a win and we'll get within 3 points. That is the picture that's painted. But they're not. The attitude hasn't been good. You can get into all the technical detail about having the extra man in midfield, make quicker passes, getting in behind the 2 Kilmarnock strikers and then having an extra man in there that gives you space to play. But you've got to play quickly. And then the movement off the ball has got to be nice and sharp and alert and bright. That's not happened either. That's what I'm saying to you today. They could have come here, and as long as they'd gone about the elements in the right manner, realised what the pitch is like, and just have a right good attitude and scrap a win, and they might still do that, then there's no problem. But when they play like this and it's ponderous and they're not doing the right things, and the back line are letting it bounce, and the midfield are not moving the ball quick enough, and your wingers are not getting crosses or going on the outside, and then your strikers not showing quick enough movement to come to the ball, that all alludes to that you're not in the right frame of mind. So something's got to change, Rich.
I mean, there's part of this, just from Kilmarnock's point of view, the fact that they have picked up confidence from that comeback, I mean, just astonishing comeback victory against Dundee, but also the fact that their games against Rangers, and Rangers have won a number of matches down at Rugby Park in recent years, but it's all been very, very tight, and Kilmarnock have had a few successes along the way. There is that belief that they have going into these matches that other teams who don't have that kind of record, Stephen, might not have.
Yeah, but the belief is, I mean, they're a good team. You don't get the results they did. I know the Copenhagen team, good side, Cercle Bruges, these teams, they didn't enjoy coming here. So it's not, I mean, they know they play well here. They actually look forward to the home games. It's a big, that's where they get a lot of their points. They know they're going to play well here. They know they can ask serious questions of players and whether they fancy it. I mean, that's always, you can easily point to the pitch, you can point to the wind, whatever. The size of the pitch is quite a tight pitch for the Premier League, but they have good players, and when they get into this rhythm here, down here, really hard to stop.
From Kilmarnock's point of view, Billy, Derek McInnes isn't looking at making any alterations for the second half, is he?
Not at all. They've been excellent. I mean, just their approach. Well, there's the flip side of the attitudes. Everything that Rangers head out, Kilmarnock's player, especially in midfield, that are getting there, picking it up, going again, feeding it wide to the wingers. They're being direct as well. Not so much. You need a bit more maybe out of Danny Armstrong, but Kennedy's been lively. And then the front two have caused all sorts of problems. And then into this wind, I think it's going to get tougher for Proper if he doesn't get the headspace right in terms of, let's knuckle down here, let's go physical when I have to, let's play cute when I have to, because Vassell and Watkins are giving him a hard time, but it's going to hold up when Kilmarnock help it into areas. So how do they go about playing that? I think I don't know if he'll make changes at half time. You see when Aberdeen did it yesterday, that helped them. I would be making changes just now. He might leave it 10 minutes, but if it continues and the pattern continues and Kilmarnock just do what they're doing and they're doing a sterling job, then I think Rangers will have to make changes pretty early in this half.
Stephen talked about Balogun. What would your preference be in terms of changes right now to try to turn this game round for them?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Balogun comes on, but it's forward thinking as well. You've got to look at, and I've not got too much. Igamani's looked off the pace when he's played. McCausland's maybe one for being direct and just getting down the sides and getting crosses in. They might look at him, but I think I'm just looking at the teams coming out. I think they're just going to keep the same starting 11 and give them maybe 10-15 minutes.
Well, we'll find out if the Rangers players can indeed find a way to get more of a foothold in this game. Kilmarnock certainly been very impressive in the opening 45, looking to maintain that and go on to pick up what would be their first home win since early April, which seems remarkable given the performance they've put in. 0-0 at half-time. Live second-half commentary with us here on Sportsound and BBC Radio Scotland with Stephen McKinn, Billy Dodds and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Richard. Players back out as we prepare to get this second half started. And the only frustration for Kilmarnock will be that they haven't scored so far, and it has been a problem this season. They actually average 13 shots a game, which is the 4th most in the league. That's before a ball was kicked this weekend. However, only 3 of those 13 hit the target, so only St Johnstone have had fewer attempts on target per game than Kilmarnock this season so far. So it's not like they haven't been creating chances, but they've just not been clinical enough, certainly than they were last season at times. And we are underway. Rangers throw in up the left hand side, Jefte, and it takes a nick off Mayo, and it's out on the far side. No changes from either side, and we'll see if Rangers can get a response, certainly in intensity, and how they deal with Kilmarnock, as Proper has it, corner of his own box, and knocks it to Bayrami, who's 6 or 7 yards in front of him. And the Rangers fans to our left holding up a banner criticising, I should say, the club's hierarchy, I think, for the sort of lack of senior leaders at the club in terms of empty positions, CEO, etc. The team on the pitch have the ball at the back through Suter, gives it to Barron, and he's got a bit of space, Connor Barron. He dribbles over the halfway line. He's tackled easily by Ndaba, and then Kilmarnock get the free kick in their own half, and that was a better from Connor Barron getting Rangers up the pitch, but then didn't see Ndaba coming.
They're still falling for that kind of trick. Rangers was taking too many touches, and these Kilmarnock guys are so aggressive, they're so on the front foot. If you take that one touch extra, they're going to make contact with you. In the end, they buy a foul, and another chance for McCrory to hit that man Vassell again.
Yeah, the banner to my left, the mismanagement of Rangers must stop, and stop now. It's the sort of Union Bear section of the fans holding that up behind Jack Butland's goal. Protest against the club. Can the team on the pitch lift the mood? Tavernier going back towards his own goal, gives it to Butland, and he goes long. Meat and drink for Stuart Finlay. It's not the cleanest connection though, and he tries to take to Kennedy, but it's gone out for a throw-in on this near side. Tavernier to Proper. He's stepping into the game, up to the halfway line. Checks back to the left side, gives it to Jefte, who's probably been Rangers' standout player so far. The left back, and gives it to Bayrami, and then backwards again to Proper. Proper rolls it over with the studs, outside the boot pass to Diamonde, then outside to Bayrami, who goes in field to Proper, and then back out to Jefte. Jefte into Bayrami, who comes across, and then Diamonde left corner of the box, foot in, and dispossessed. Diamonde and Kilmarnock clear, and it's been a similar pattern in this opening 3 minutes of the second half. Rangers not getting in behind the Kilmarnock back line as Stuart Finlay tries to shepherd this out, but it hits the corner flag and stays in. Dessers tries to cross, and it goes behind off a Kilmarnock player for a corner.
You feel a bit there for Stuart Finlay, because he's done so well. He's shielding off Dessers. The ball looks like it's just going to run out the park, takes a little turn and hits the corner flag, and now they have to defend the corner.
Yeah, he was unlucky. He just was in front of Dessers, but hit off the flag and kept the ball alive. And Cherney now is going to take with the left foot as he curls one into the near post, and it's flicked away by Kilmarnock and then shelled into the stands by Bayrami. And well, it is only 4 minutes into the second half, but it's as you were really in terms of the pattern of the game, Stephen McGinn.
Yeah, not a lot's changed. Rangers, I thought it was a decent delivery, good header away from Watkins, but It's just bits. Even when Jeff Day and Bajrami, they're playing a couple of passes in their half, it's Proper that's going up to support it. I know Billy touched on maybe midfield, watching midfield. I would want Conor Barron to get back there, let me go and get my foot in the ball, because he's been working so hard to try and get touches in the game. That's the opportunity, maybe as a holding midfielder, you can go pick up that position where you can start to dictate the play.
Long from McCrory, and Rangers get the free kick. Oh, they need a spark from somewhere. Philippe Clement down in front of us, right on the edge of his technical area, watching on. And it would have been fascinating to hear what he had to say at half-time. At the very least, he's asking for a bit more intensity. Here's John Souttar to Barron, who's dropped in between his centre halves. Gives it to Proper on the touchline. Goes up to Dessers on the chest. Cushions it nicely to Bajrami, then Diamonde, then Tavernier. Back to Souttar, just outside the centre circle. Souttar dribbles forwards. Short pass to Bajrami, and then it's back to Barron. Barron, touch forward, fizzes it into Lawrence, who leaves it and gets it back. Then Lawrence tries to put it out to Czerny on the right wing, but it's deflected into the path of Finlay, who clears. Now Donnelly has it for Kilmarnock, and it's neat play from Kennedy that took a deflectionist pass, and Rangers recover the ball. Derek McInnes wants a free kick, but it's not going to get it. I think it's gone out for a Rangers throw. It has, and Czerny throws it to Tavernier. Tavernier looking for the pass forward to Lawrence, who's at the corner of the box, but he's out muscled by Brad Lyons, who tracked the run really well and clears the ball up to Philippe Clement, the Rangers manager, and Tavernier with another throw. And Rangers not getting much change out of the Kilmarnock back line as Diamonde controls, gives it to Tavernier, infield to Czerny. Daba challenge, it's broken for Cyril Dessers, who gets a left-footed shot away, and Robbie McCrory had to get a hand to that to turn it round the post. That might have been sneaking in. Better from Dessers.
I think that's good, and I mean, something like that might spark Rangers just from nothing. Way out on this right-hand side, turns in, he's 30 yards, 25 yards out. It's a really crisp left-foot shot that McCrory's got to deal with away down to his left-hand side. Really good from Dessers.
Czerny to the back post with a corner and a touch off the bar, and then it's skied over by Jeff Day. Was at the back post. I think there's a foul being given for Kilmarnock. It has. That was chaos in that 6-yard box. Not sure what happened. I think Jeff Day's down.
I don't actually know how Rangers haven't scored there. I think they've had two unbelievable chances there. I think Dessers at the back post should score, and I think Proper should score, and I don't know if he's maybe trying to buy he's had contact. I don't know if Kilmarnock, they're not privy to a replay, but I think both Rangers should have scored there.
I mean, it's a really good corner in deep to the back post, and he gets a contact on it, hits into the ground, and it hits the crossbar. Then it comes to Proper, and you think he's going to bundle over the line. I would give credit to the Kilmarnock defenders. They threw their bodies at him. Yeah, he has gone down as if he's taking a knock, but he's 4 yards out, probably just trying to bundle over the line, but Kilmarnock do enough to get it away.
We know how much of a good set-piece team Kilmarnock are, but I would take a lot of confidence from, a lot of belief from that corner in terms of, can we get that ball right on top of Robbie McCrory? He was uncomfortable with the flight of the ball, and absolutely there's something there if they can put that type of quality on.
Yeah, it is Proper who's down. A pink flash on the boots deceived me. It's not Jeff Day, and he's being helped from the field now by the Rangers physios. He's walking okay. He's not had a good afternoon overall, Robin Proper, and that was a bit of a flash of better play from Rangers. Dessers with a shot that was saved, and then a good corner from Czerny to the back post. Dessers got contact on it and up off the bar, but it's still Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0. We've played 53 minutes at Rugby Park. And it's Donnelly into the centre circle, where Lyons gives it to Mayo, and back to Dees, who chips it forwards to Watkins, takes it on the chest, back to Lyons. Lyons looking for an option, goes back to Mayo in the right back area, just in Rangers territory. Then Lyons out to the right hand side, and Armstrong drives in the pitch and then floats one to the back post. It's not the best quality, but it holds up on the pitch, and Vassell will get there ahead of Tavernier. Edge of the box, left-hand side. Back to Ndaba. Czerny trying to make life uncomfortable for Corey Ndaba. It's chipped forward by Donnelly. Tavernier's header. Diamonde has it now, and Czerny back to Tavernier in a bit of space to clear if he wants to, and he strokes it along the AstroTurf to Diamonde, who tries to go around Liam Donnelly. Can't do so, still has it. Goes across to Cropper, who is back on the pitch and looks like he's fine. After that dunt at the corner at the back post as Diamonde prods it to Jefte, drives in off the left. Little combination with Bainrami, but Kilmarnock again, this time Lewis Mayo stand in their way. Kilmarnock look to break through Armstrong. Barron in front of him. It's Danny Armstrong up against Connor Barron. Rangers have bodies back, but Armstrong still has it, jinks in away from Barron, goes on the right foot. Barron makes a really good recovery challenge on the slide as Danny Armstrong was pulling the trigger. It's going for a Rangers throw-in. Tavernier to Czerny. Tavernier up to Dessers, who misses it completely, and it goes through to Robbie Dees, and frustration from the Rangers fans as Donnelly has it in the centre circle for Kilmarnock. Switch of play for Kennedy. He's found Kennedy just a yard in from the touchline. He's driving in field at Tavernier, comes into the right foot, stands it to the back post, but it's over both Watkins and Vassell, and it drops behind for a goal kick to Rangers. Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0.
Good switch of play from Donnelly. Matty Kennedy's cutting in. His deliveries have been on the money up to this point today. I think he'd be a bit disappointed to overhit it. And Jefte, who I agree, I think he's been Rangers' best player. He makes the right decision, just lets it run out for a goal kick.
Rangers bidding to close the gap to Celtic and Aberdeen to 3 points with a victory, but it will only close to 5 as it stands. As Ndaba battles with Czerny on the halfway line, and Diamonde steps in, gives it to Dessers. Back to goal, still some distance to goal as well, middle of the pitch. He's battled and it breaks for Czerny, and on to Lawrence, who can't control, and now it's Bairami, slipped it to Jefte. Jefte turns, he's got loads of Kilmarnock players in front of him. Bairami on the right foot over the crossbar, and goal kick. Rangers claiming that took a deflection, but Stephen McLean says no, and it remains 0-0.
Well, they're trying to pass quicker, and they move it, and they eventually, well, a little bit of luck, work it to Bairami. There's a few overhit passes, they toe poke to him, and then he's in a great position, isn't he, Stephen? He should just maybe 19 yards, concentrate keeping it down. Hits a good enough strike, but it's always sailing over the crossbar.
Yeah, in a game where he's been really struggled to get into it. I think it's a brilliant pick out, cut back from Jefte. He's in a brilliant position, but Bairami, you'd expect a lot better. He's got a right foot, he has to be hitting the target there.
I think Liam Balogun is going to come on soon. He's been recalled from his warm-up. I saw John Shooter signalling to the bench that Robin Proffer is done, or at least struggling a bit, and he's got the ball now, Proffer. So the Rangers bench signalling to, well, either Balogun, and I think Casanwiro is also warming up down there, so we'll maybe see a Rangers change in the near future. It's a Kilmarnock throw in just about the halfway line now on the left hand side, and Ndaba to the feet of Vassell. It's not a great pass back. Ndaba does his best with it, forward to Kennedy. Tavernier chasing back, and shepherds it out for a Rangers throw in. It goes quickly to Barron, who lets it drop and then gives it to Tom Lawrence in the bright green boots, gives it to Diamonde, gets it back. Watkins tracking back really well, but arms on the shirt, and that'll be a Rangers free kick, a few yards short of the halfway line. And then Lawrence smashes it into Kennedy from close range, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving, and Lawrence and Kennedy go head to head, and it's all a bit heated on the touchline there, and players have to be separated. But that was, well, Kennedy was trying to block the quick one, and then Lawrence, to make a point, lashes it at him, and then there's a reaction from Kennedy. And now the referee trying to calm things down, but
good from Steve McLean. He's too experienced to dive in with 2 yellow cards. Nothing in it. Handbags. Get on with play.
Yeah. I wonder sometimes, Tom Lawrence, sometimes maybe, I don't know, Billy, whether it's sometimes worth doing something like that to try and spark that.
I've not seen him showing that, so it shows you how frustrated he is. I thought the yellow, did they come there, the yellow cards, did they?
Yeah,
I thought they might. I thought they might. It was, I mean, he's standing there, Matty Kennedy, and he refuses to move. You don't have to do that, but you know, it's a game. If he's not moving, you want to play quickly, and that's one thing Rangers have to do. and whether it's through frustration or not, Lawrence just boots it off him, and anyway, it's a couple of square ups, a couple of set twos, and then a couple of yellow cards as well.
Yeah, long talk, and then the cards flashed from Stephen McLean, Kennedy and Lawrence. Here's Bayrami for Rangers over on the left hand side, back to Lawrence, forward for Jefte, and back to Proper, who is still on the pitch after that knock. Goes forward, gives it with the right foot to left hand side, but Armstrong's back. It breaks for Diamonde, but another tackle goes in and it's cleared forwards. Kilmarnock just quite comfortable defensively at the moment, still goalless.
He looks as if he's moving okay, Proper. He doesn't, there's nothing visibly you would suggest he's limping or looks like he's carrying anything.
No, I did see John Suter though kind of gesturing to the manager that he's struggling, and then they called for Balogun and Casemiro to come back from their warm-up, but they seem to have gone back to warming up down to our left, so I wonder if he's okay to continue for now at least. And we've hit the hour mark here at Rugby Park, live on Sports Sound, final Premiership game of the weekend. After a dramatic Saturday, no goals in this Sunday game so far between Kilmarnock and Rangers, as Diamonde has it around the halfway line. It's back to Proper, who goes long. Dessers has made a run. Can he control it in the box? He can, but it's skipped away. Bayrami will pick up on the left-hand side. Little step over, comes in. Bayrami looking for space to shoot. It's closed down, then Barron on the edge of the area. Then Cherny with the left foot shot blocked by Watkins. Spins back, and then Vassell's beaten Proper to the ball. And he goes down, Vassell. And Robin Proper, when he gets to his feet, I think is going to be booked here. And again, he misjudged the flight of the ball. And he's now taken a sore one for the second time, and I think he's going to go in the book as well. So surely that may be his afternoon done now.
You would think so. It's an indecision again, isn't it?
He's just really struggled. I think this might be the end of his afternoon. Mikko Raskin also looks as if he's getting ready, but I think for the attack before, I think that's the first time Cyril Dessers, he made a good run in behind, Proper picks him out. It's the first time he's really asked questions of the Rangers, the Kilmarnock centre halves, and he has to be doing more of that, because some of his runs are intelligent. It was a really good, well-timed run, good area to get into. His final touch, yeah, with you can make excuses for the pitch if they show that type of appetite to make the good runs.
That's exactly what's got to happen. Rangers, don't get me wrong, I think they've been slightly better in this half, but and the attitudes get better. They're trying to do things quicker and more quickly, but the decision making now, I mean, Bayrami and Cherny haven't had anything in the game. Bayrami picked the ball up there and decides to run with it again. Got to realise that this ball shifts in this pitch pretty quickly, so if you pass it with a bit of quick movement, it'll get you further than just keep on getting the head down and running with it.
There's good full-backs in this league. They're going to recognise if Bayrami and Cherny just want to go into their preferred foot all the time, you're going to be able to get your shots blocked. They have to show that they can go down the outside.
Yeah, still Robin Proper back to his feet and he's limping off, and we're going to see some substitutions, but yeah, that's number going up. Connor Barron, I think, is going to be withdrawn as well. He is. Mikko Raskin, who started the game against St Johnstone, is going to replace Connor Barron. We'll see if he can inject some life into the midfield. And Leon Balogun is stripped and ready to replace Robin Proper. So Rangers do make that change. And Proper, he's really limping. He has had a torrid afternoon, you have to say. And yeah, the yellow card was also flashed before he departed after that challenge on Vassell. So we're about to resume with a Kilmarnock free kick just outside the centre circle. It's another tight game here at Rugby Park between Rangers and Kilmarnock. 14 in the last 15 meetings between the sides here have either been drawn or decided by a single goal. Rangers have got a decent record, it has to be said, but it's always close, certainly in the last decade or so, as Dees goes diagonally with the left foot to the corner of the box. Balogun wins the header, and it's out on the far side for a Kilmarnock throw-in. Leon Balogun, when he did come in the team last season, he did have a good run, so we'll see if he can make an impact. Certainly a much more imposing figure.
First ball that comes up, it just goes and heads the ball, just goes and wins his header.
It breaks for Watkins on the edge of the box, and the strike is blocked. Tavernier, it's bobbling awkwardly in the box for him, but he does get it clear. The Rangers captain, brilliant touch on Danny Armstrong on the far side. Now he's jinking, trying to get past, squeezes the ball through to Watkins. Low ball lashed across, but it's blocked. And back to Armstrong, comes in on that left foot, floats it in. Suter up in the air. Vassell's going to challenge. Tavernier beats it, and then the shot sclaffed over the bar by Matty Kennedy. It's a difficult one to take, but it's a chance nonetheless. 0-0.
Difficult one, but with his quality, you just expect him to catch it properly, and it's a goal. Brilliant from Danny Armstrong out wide. He's just asking questions of Rangers defence. John Suter doesn't get a clean header on it, and then it's just the aggression of Kyle Vassell. I think he's got himself hurt, and it just falls to Matty Kennedy, and he just can't get over the top of it.
Yeah, I have to say, when that ball went up in the air and Kyle Vassell's running onto it and James Tavernier's underneath it, his favourite all day to win that header, but it dropped for Kennedy and he just kind of didn't hit it with the conviction that he needed, and it's sclaffed off the outside of his boot and landed over the bar. But Kyle Vassell is down. Receiving treatment has been immense for Kilmarnock this afternoon. He has just a one goal this season in that 2-2 against Tromsø in Europe, but he's been so effective in everything he's done.
Obviously, the first thing strikers, Billy, will know you're judged in your goals, but he isn't Kelly's main source of goals. No. He's a focal point for them. He allows Watkins, Kennedy, Armstrong. You look at some of the subs, Bruce Anderson. He just must be a joy to play with. He's just always on. You can make runs off him all day.
He's not a natural goal scorer, but he brings so much to the team, is the way you would describe him.
Yeah, and he's going off behind the goal in front of the stand where the Rangers fans are gathered, and they were a bit frustrated at how long he was taking to get off the park. As we go with the short free kick, and John Suter has it and goes to Balogun, the substitute replacing Crawford, over the halfway line. Gives it to Jefte, and Vassell now jogging up this near touchline, so I think he'll be fit to continue. Here's Czerny, right hand side of the box for Rangers, goes in on the left foot, cross blocked. Tavernier controls it poorly, or rather doesn't control it, and it spins out for a throw into Kilmarnock near the edge of their own box. And Rangers, I mean, so few attempts on the Kilmarnock goal, really. They might only need one moment, but
and they're not doing anything to make a difference. Stephen said, and quite rightly so, can they have a little switch? But they look like two wingers that just want to play inverted and want to come into their favourite foot and not go on the outside. So that's the way they are. So it's up to the manager now to say, right, okay, my front four have not really created much. They might still do, but maybe I have to change things as well.
Tavernier, little ball for Czerny. He's through in the box and he gets someone on it, but it's blocked, brilliantly blocked by Robbie Dees, and it goes behind for a Rangers corner.
Oh, that was a chance for Rangers. I thought Czerny was just going to go into it. Finlay leaves it for Dees, Dees leaves it for McCrory, and McCrory leaves it for the centre-half partnership, and it's actually a really good recovery from Dees, because Czerny scores. Without his intervention, he scores.
I was going to ram my words right back down my throat there, but I mean, he's got to do more, as simple as that, but brilliant from Dees.
Czerny's corner, this time to the near post. Neil got something on it. Tavernier sent it back in low. It's bobbling about horribly, but Marley Watkins does well to control it and then gives it to Kennedy. Now Armstrong on this left-hand side and hits it off Tavernier for a Kilmarnock throw and gets them up the pitch right next to the halfway line. Philippe Coman gesticulating, the Rangers manager, and then retreats to his bench. For he's, stood at the edge of that technical area, just watching on. He's trying to G up his team with the applause, but there's not been a huge upturn in intensity in this second half, and it remains Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0. Rangers defending at the moment as Czerny can't keep it in, and it'll be a Kilmarnock throw-in.
You think of the game yesterday, Aberdeen obviously making subs to change the game. Who is the guys that filled Kilmarnock? I know he's injuries to Cortez, Danilo, but who are the guys that he can rely on, just go and come off the bench and change the game for them?
And Lawrence has put a horrible cross-field pass in, and it's actually bounced for Danny Armstrong. Bayrami's managed to win it, and then he's given it to Jefte, who's got space in front of him. For once, he's careering down the left-hand side. Jefte tries to come inside the defender, but it's hit off Finlay, I think, and gone behind for another Rangers corner. Jefte, should he have got the cross in there?
Yeah, he should probably have crossed it in, but fair play to Brad Lyons. He's absolutely running at his maximum pelting it back. He knows the situation Jeffrey's got himself into, and he just does enough to put it out for
And he usually does deliver, but I'll tell you what, he's the one that shows that enthusiasm that the Rangers fans are looking for, because he just gets up and down. His energy's excellent right throughout the game so far. He just never changes his game style, and that's why the Rangers fans are grown to really like him.
Corner to Rangers. On the far side, it's going to be Tavernier with the right foot. Arm up, ready to take. There's jostling in the penalty area. It's right on top of the goalkeeper, McCrory, and it was heading in if he didn't punch it clear. Good goalkeeping from Kilmarnock number 1 as it's floated in by Tavernier. Balogun still there. Does it come off his head and it skips away, and Suter has let it go behind for another corner on the near side this time. Rangers putting a bit of sustained pressure on for a rare moment in this match. We've played 69.5 minutes and it is still goalless in this final Premiership encounter of the weekend, live on Sports Sound. Czerny will take with the left foot. Goes into the goal again, and then the goalkeeper came and the defender got a touch ahead, and then it's smashed in by Suter. It's still not gone out the box. It does now from Kilmarnock, but miscommunication there between goalkeeper and centre-half. It's miscontrolled, and now it's a chance for Kennedy striding through up to the edge of the box. Matty Kennedy hits it straight at Jack Butland from outside the area. Again, a defensive mistake from Rangers at the back. Kennedy swipes it forward, and it's comfortable for Butland, and now Rangers, as this game comes to life. Desser's in the box, but it is too far in front of him with a touch, and it's there for McCrory to take.
The game just burst into life. I did say I think McCrory's looked really uncertain at the delivery coming in. The Kilmarnock player doesn't know if he's coming or not. He deals with it. I think John Suter's got more time than he actually realises to do better. Good save from McCrory. The other end, Matty Kennedy, Jeffrey just misjudges the bounce, and I think Billy Matty Kennedy could have taken it in closer. He seemed to almost...
He didn't trust his taste, did he? And that's the thing, once he busts through, just got to get a head down and go and get a shot away and probably score if he gets closer. But I'm going to stop talking about players, because raving about Jeffrey, then he makes a mistake as well, so I'm jinxing them.
Yeah, there's changes coming. Hamza Igman is coming on for Cyril Dessers for Rangers, and it looks like Gary Mackay-Steven and Bruce Anderson are going to come on for Kilmarnock. So Dessers' day is done, so that's 5 without a goal now for Cyril Dessers, and he gets a hug from his manager, but he looks like a player whose confidence is not at its peak, shall we say, and he's replaced by Igman, who's yet to start a match for Rangers, the Moroccan, and it's another couple of changes here for Kilmarnock. Anderson and Mackay-Steven for, is it Vassell, I think? Is he going
Vassell was one of them.
Yeah. He's standing on the touchline, and Danny Armstrong is the other who's going to be withdrawn here. So Darren McInnes going to his bench, and Kyle Vassell just trying to do captain's duties, just geeing up Bruce Anderson on the touchline as he jogs onto the pitch. And Gary Mackay-Steven, who made a bit of an impact against Dundee, was good in their turnaround late on. And Danny Armstrong is going to come off. High five to his partner in crime, Kennedy, as Gary Mackay-Steven comes on for Kilmarnock. So we'll see how that affects things as Igman goes to lead the line for Rangers, and well, he needs to do a better job than Cyril Dessers managed for the first 71 minutes of this game. McCrory sends it long for Kilmarnock. Watkins goes up, Balogun wins it. Kilmarnock throw almost in line with the edge of the box over on the far side. Are we going to get a winner in this game? Still goalless. Finally poised. Rangers for the few chances in the second half. Kilmarnock had the far better ones in the first, and then there's a daft foul from Tom Lawrence on Donnelly, and this will give Kilmarnock a really good opportunity over on the right hand side to deliver into the box.
Talk about silly fouls. Tavernier gave a silly one away. Tom Lawrence is never getting to that ball. Why?
I don't know why he's complaining.
Yeah, it was daft. He was right in front of him. He just needed to show him, well, just stand his ground really, but he put a little foot in, and now Kilmarnock can deliver, and it's going to be the right foot of Matty Kennedy. Curls it back post. Robbie Dees swings the left foot at it, can't connect. Finlay was there too, And another opportunity goes a begging for Kilmarnock.
Wow, what a chance. Matty Kennedy again. The delivery is on the money. But one thing I say, I'd like to see it again. I think Leon Balogun gets a touch on it and it just takes it away from Robbie Dees. But you give away silly fouls, edge of the box. Kilmarnock have got the quality to punish it. Another chance goes a begging.
Just inviting pressure, aren't you? Then what a ball! I mean, it really is brilliant from Kennedy, and it either just touches Balogun or just gets over the top of his head, and I think that puts Dees off. Maybe Dees could have gone with the head, but he goes with the left foot and knocks it wide.
Nico Raskan, big switch with the right foot, it's a good one. Flanked by Rami. Shefty's made a run beyond. That's good from the Brazilian again, and it tries to take it into the box. It bobbles away. Then Eagleman picks up edge of the area. Gives it to Rami, and then Shefty again. Brilliant slided challenge from Lewis Mayo to win it, and then clears up the right-hand touchline. Balogun comes across, plays it back down the line. It's headed in by Gary Mackay-Stephen, but that's not great from the winger as Rangers come away with it, but it's one back, and then Mayo has it at his feet again, and he goes long. And Bruce Anderson tries to make the run, but it was always asking too much of him as Butland rolls it out to Suter. 75 nearly played, 0-0.
It comes from a really good pass from Nico Raskin. It's the first time a Rangers midfielder's got his foot in the ball and just went and played a real telling pass.
Stuart Finlay's played it to the middle of the pitch, and it's well won by Brad Lyons, who's tripped by Jefty. Or was he? Our referee says no, he wasn't. He says, well, I mean, either he's dived or it's a free kick, unless he's just tripped Brad Lyons, I suppose. But
you'd be surprised if he dived, because he's in a brilliant situation. Exactly, he's got there before Jefty, so
he's maybe just got his feet caught on the surface or something. It's play on, and Balogun has it, gives it to Suter just outside the centre circle in his own half. Lawrence, Suter, Balogun, up to Diamonde, into Raskan, back forward to Jefty, but again a really good tackle from Lewis Mayo, and he's twisting and turning, but he runs out of space, and then he's dispossessed, and Jefty's running towards the left corner of the box, and then he miscontrols it, and it just goes straight through to Robbie McCrory. That was almost inexplicable.
You've got to, yeah, it was, but you've got to praise his tenacity, that energy again, because he did the wrong thing and the ball got it robbed off him. He opened up into Lewis Mayo, and then he gives it away, and then he gets it back, and then you think, right, maybe you'll know the pitch by now, son, but he doesn't, just overruns it. Maybe the cross should have come in, just put it across the face of the goal, because you know this pitch, and Stephen knows, just use the pitch to generate the pace, and he doesn't. He just runs it and then takes a horrendous touch.
Raskan, midway through the Killie half, receives it from Czerny, then turns forward and gives it to Lawrence, back to Diamonde, who looks for the run of Czerny. Dava intercepts and then drives forwards, lays it to Kennedy, who's going to go long, curls it with the right foot towards Anderson, but Suter well stationed to deal with it, gives it to Diamonde, centre circle, running forward. Game is a bit more open than it has been as we go towards the final 13 minutes here at Rugby Park, still goalless. And Daba tries to play in Kennedy down the left wing. Tavernier intercepts and puts it out for a throw-in. It's thrown to the feet of Liam Donnelly. And Brad Lyons. Lyons wearing the captain's armband now with Vassell off the pitch. It's Dees, Finlay at the back, goes to Donnelly. Donnelly turns forward, he's looking for an option, gives it back to Lyons, then outside to Ndaba on the left in front of the dugouts. Ndaba asks for an option and touches it away from Czerny, and then back to Finlay. Finlay's going to go big switch with the left boot. It's asking a lot, far too much of Gary Mackay-Stephen. It drops in front of the advertising boards, and that'll be a throw-in, but maybe just a wee chance missed there for Kilmarnock to keep the ball a bit longer and try and probe.
I think they were so focused on their out ball was the Vassell v Proper. They're almost caught in between. There's the pace of Armstrong, and Mackay-Stephen's obviously a different type of winger to Danny Armstrong. They're a wee bit caught in between at the minute.
And Daba was certainly looking up to just dink it right into a forward area, and no physical presence there. Marley Watkins maybe just start hitting him and see how it goes.
Eagleman burrowing away up the top end of the park, but he loses the ball, and Donnelly goes in with a chance with Diamande, and Gary Mackay-Stephen chips it down the wing It's picked up by Watkins on the right-hand side. Good challenge by Balogun, who's been much more solid in there since he replaced Cropper.
Yeah, I think he's been a big improvement. I also think, no slight on young Connor Barron, who I think's having a great season. I think Nico Raskin's brought a calmness to Rangers midfield. He's showing, he's getting on the ball, and he's at least keeping things ticking over.
2 Rangers changes, Dowell and Casanwiro for Czerny and Lawrence. So Philippe Clement trying to inject some more life in the final 11 minutes plus whatever is added at the end of the 90. Kilmarnock throw in line with the edge of the Rangers penalty area, right hand side, and no Armstrong. He's been replaced to fling in the long one. They go short to Gary Mackay-Steven, who's trying to keep it in under pressure, does well, gives it to Donnelly and back to Mackay-Steven. Good feet to give it to Donnelly, who's coming into the middle of the pitch. Rangers put the press on and it's up in the air. Mackay-Steven goes after it, he's offside though, and Rangers will get the free kick over on the far side. Are we going to get a winner here? It's been tense. There's not been floods of chances, but certainly you would say Kilmarnock have had the better ones. Rangers really, with the Dessers effort at the back post that went into the AstroTurfing up off the bar, the Dessers shot which McCrory pushed away, and Czerny's shot in the first half which McCrory pushed away, both from outside the box. Have they been their best efforts really, as Balogun rampages forward from the back and overruns it and gives away the free kick.
Thomas, he wants movement, doesn't he? He's driving forward, he's forced to drive forward because not many options, and when he gets it, all tightens up on him. It's a thing they've lacked all day, is natural width. I thought they might have brought on McCausland just for that pace and that width, just to get at people, put a couple of crosses into the box and see what happens, but it's all been too tight for Rangers all day.
Yeah, McCausland has been carrying a knock, came off at half-time in that St Johnstone game, then went away with Northern Ireland but didn't really play because of that, so he's maybe carrying something still. As Mackay-Steven comes down the right, good footwork, floats the delivery into the near post, keeper comes, but it's dealt with by Balogun instead. It's out over on the far side. Kilmarnock threatening again.
Good ball from Mackay-Stevens. I think Balogun's right. I don't think he can leave it, just in case Jack Butland's not coming. Maybe not a clear shout, but safety first.
Throw into Kilmarnock, still goalless. Controlled on the chest and bobbles away, and Rangers can clear through Raskan up to Eagleman. And again, it's Kelly who emerged with the ball through Donnelly, and then Finlay goes long, looking for the run of Watkins. Casanwiro tussles. Watkins still in there, but the bigger man, Casanwiro, comes out on top, and it goes through to Jack Butland, who's looking to get rid of it quickly. Finds the feet of Raskan, who dribbles away from Kennedy. And Raskan forward looking for Eagleman, but Ndaba, who another one who's been outstanding, steps in again to win the ball. It's forward for Mackay-Steven, heads it towards Anderson. Balogun mops up for Rangers. Mackay-Steven wins it back, little back heel looking for Anderson, who had already started running forward, and so it's intercepted. Rangers have the ball by Rami. You feel there was a chance to maybe counter quicker on there, but Rami gives it to Diomande. Diomande now for Casanwiro on the right hand side. Tavernier, who's pushed forward, and then it breaks for Lyons, who clears it up the line for Kelly. Suter's header. Casanwiro up, but it's dealt with, and back with Rangers now down the other end. Casanwiro playing at right back, Tavernier now playing at right wing. Suter for Casanwiro. Square for Balogun in the centre circle. 82 minutes played, live on Sportside. Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0. Final Premiership game of the weekend. Is there going to be more late drama and a weekend full of it in Scotland's top flight? Tavernier forward for Casanwiro, who's made the run, gets the byline, and he's chipped it straight out the pitch. He didn't have much room to work with, but he's got to do better there.
You almost want Tavernier to be playing in Tavernier there, because he's got the quality to wrap his foot round. Casanwiro is trying to get into the game, he's trying to get up to speed, but disappointing quality in a good position.
83 minutes just about on the clock. It is still goalless. Philippe Clement trying to urge his team forward. Derek McInnes gets to his feet. This game is there to be won for both sides. Not been too many chances in this second half for either side. The sun's still shining down on Rugby Park. as Lewis Mayo prepares to take a throw-in over on the far side in his own half. He's going to fling it up the touchline, and header won by Rangers, drops for Diamonde. Last forward towards Igman, but it's won by Dees. Then Mayo helps it forward up the line. It's going to bounce, go out for a throw-in, but it's not the peppering of the Kilmarnock goal you would really expect from a Celtic or a Rangers coming here, and still all square with 83.5 on the clock. Can't really get near the Kilmarnock goal at the moment, but here's Casemiro over the halfway line. Touches it in the field. Gives it to Dowell, the substitute. Dowell backwards to Suter.
All afternoon it's 4, 5, 6 touches just to go back to a centre-half, isn't it, Billy?
Yeah, and all tight and central and narrow, and just the same theme throughout the match. They've never changed it up at all, Rangers. Kilmarnock, you've said it, they just do what they do.
Little reverse pass for Igman on the right-hand side of the box, dummies the cross, looking for a little opportunity, which he gets to deliver it to the near post, but it's headed away by Brad Lyons. Rangers corner though.
This is where Rangers have looked dangerous. Corners, especially second half, just putting them on the money right on top of Robbie McCrory, and I think that's our best way of scoring in this game today.
David Watson, I think, is stripped and ready down there, but we'll have this corner first before a Kilmarnock change. Tavernier with the right foot, goes to the back post. McCrory again comes and doesn't make a good fist of it, and it's bobbling about and hacked clear in the end by Kilmarnock, but Robbie McCrory, he's getting the ball shelled on top of him, and he's not looking too clever at the moment. Jefte forwards. Here's Tavernier. Up to the edge of the box, and Raskin first time round the corner for Igman on the right hand side of the box. Low cross, and there's no Rangers player there, and McCrory can dive on it in his 6-yard box. It is still Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 0, 85 minutes played.
It's that again, it's the uncertainty from Robbie McCrory. It doesn't matter how long you spend set pieces, how big you are, how good your record is. If your goalkeeper isn't sure of coming, is he coming, is he not, then it'll cause any defence problems.
And then eventually when they get it wide, it's your striker is crossing it in, and nobody fills that area that he should be in, and Suter wanted it at the back post. I don't think it's a poor ball. I think I'd be expecting more runners if I fizzed that ball in from there.
Clearance from Kilmarnock, and good tracking again from Lyons. Goes back to his goalkeeper McCrory, who puts it high into the sky. Comes down on Jefte, who heads it to Dowell, who under pressure puts it out for a Kilmarnock throw-in, but it's been far from fluid from Rangers this afternoon. But can they dig out a victory late on, as applause for Liam Donnelly, who is about to depart the Rugby Park pitch, and David Watson, who has been struggling, as we mentioned pre-match, and as Derek McInnes spoke about. He's been struggling with a bit of a shoulder injury. That's being managed, and that's why he dropped out the team today, David Watson, and he jogs on. And I have to say, just from covering him over the last couple of seasons, he looks like he's really filled out and much more presence about him than he did when he broke on the scene as maybe a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. And he jogs on to the middle of the park, and it bounces up awkwardly. Jefte doesn't deal with it, headed infield, but it's whacked clear by Balogun, who really has brought more presence for Rangers. It's over the top, Watkins is chasing it, Marley Watkins with a strike! Marley Watkins with a goal! And have Kilmarnock won it! Marley Watkins races to the fans, uncertainty at the back from Rangers. It bounced in the box, Butland came, couldn't get there, and Watkins strikes it low into the back of the net to make it Kilmarnock 1, Rangers 0.
Wow, and it's so deserved. Brilliant from Marley Watkins. He's almost not caught it properly. It's gone under Butland, but they've been threatening it all afternoon. Rangers have allowed the ball to bounce all afternoon. The strikers like Kyle Vassell and Marley Watkins, they will eventually hurt you. Marley Watkins looks to have won it for Kilmarnock.
Yeah, and it's so straightforward and simple. It's a typical Kilmarnock goal, and listen, playing the elements, they have deserved to win the game today. They just hook it on. Marley Watkins is after it. Was it Suter or was it Balogun? For a change, just get buffed out the way. He hits the strike into the ground, just make sure he hits target, and it's in the net. Could it be a valuable winner for Kelly?
Listen, we've gave Robin Proper quite a hard time for letting it bounce after him, but John Suter knows all about playing here. He knows all about Marley Watkins. He cannot let that bounce.
Marley Watkins 4th goal of the season, 3rd in the Premiership, 3 in his last 4, and scored against Celtic last season, scored against Rangers here this season, and unbelievable scenes here for the Kilmarnock fans. Are they about to witness another victory over the Old Firm at Rugby Park in the Derek McInnes era, as Diamonde battles in his own half? He's done really well. Diamonde gives it out wide. Casemiro collects, goes up to Egeman. It cannons off the Rangers striker and out for a throw-in. And it's Ndaba's going across the take, but well, and I've said it all afternoon, Rangers have just lacked intensity, haven't dealt with Kilmarnock's threat, and said it time and again, the guys have said it, eventually Kilmarnock may just punish you, and Rangers now rattled and need to find an answer and look to try and just limit the loss at the top of the Premiership at the moment, because they would have fancied closing the gap to 3, and it might go from 5 to 6 after this weekend unless they can find something. Jefte, who's been their brightest spark, gives it back to Balogun on the halfway line. He goes over halfway. And it's the voices of the Killie fans you can hear now as Suter goes to Tavernier. Tavernier comes in field and gives it to Casemiro, out to Egeman, who's playing out on this right-hand side rather than as a centre-forward. Kilmarnock win it. Watkins gives it to Bruce Anderson, checks away, keeps it really well by giving it to Kennedy. Goes back to Ndaba, who's going to play it into the channel, and Suter stoops to head it out for a Kilmarnock throw-in. But again, Kilmarnock get themselves up the pitch.
I spoke earlier about the substitutions. Egeman might be a promising young player, but if he's coming on for Rangers to improve on Dessers and the last couple of clips, his first touch. You even think not just across the city, their rivals, you think of Aberdeen, the quality they're bringing on, Duke and Sockler and Papagay, obviously injured. Rangers have a problem on the pitch, but the problem, the bench don't even have people come on to change the game.
I mean, they come on as a striker, they don't play in the right areas as well, and then there've been no service up to them. But listen, let's take nothing away from Kilmarnock. They've looked at the game today, saw the blustery conditions, they know the pitch obviously, and they've just played it exactly the way they know how to, and that's what's got them the result. They just know what they're good at, and there's nothing wrong with that.
We're into the first 40 seconds of the 6 added minutes at the end of the 90. Kilmarnock 1, Rangers 0. Marley Watkins goal, 86 minutes. The difference between the sides is Casemiro swarmed by blue and white striped jerseys. Kennedy has it. He's on the touchline, flick pass infield to Watkins, bounces, Suter takes it, he's caught by Watkins, gets the free kick, and Diamonde's trying to go quickly, gives it, leaves it for Balogun, and then square, but Suter gets to his feet. Do Rangers have an answer? They've got 5 minutes to try and find one. Balogun carrying it forward, gives it to Dowell. Square to Balogun. Dowell. Suter forward for Balogun on the halfway line. The centre half drives forwards, and again there's just a lack of options or huge movement from Rangers, but trying to be more patient, but our need is urgent. Suter looking for a run, gives it to Tavernier, who's facing away from a Kilmarnock goal. Infield, and Bayrami spins, gives it to Dowell and gets it back, and then it's smacked off him by Brad Lyons, and he's going to take it to the halfway line, and he's going to win his side of throw-in. It's tremendous stuff from Kilmarnock.
Brilliant from Brad Lyons, so good, so dogged. He's touch tight, he reads the 1-2, he's aggressive, and then he wins himself a throw-in up the park.
Bayrami and Cherny today just look as if they want to get out in a 5-a-side pitch and just play little 1-2s in a wee tight area. Play in the right areas, be direct, get at people, set things up, but just, I don't know what type of football they want to play, the wingers.
It's Balogun under pressure, squeezes it out. Rangers want the free kick, they get it. I think over on the far side near the corner flag, but that's not where they need the ball. They've nearly played 93 minutes. We're going to have 96 as Butland goes short to Balogun. Balogun midway through his own half. He's got space in front, goes up to the halfway line, past to Dowell. One touch and tackled by Finlay, but he's retrieved it, and he's floated it towards Eagleman. Goalkeeper comes, misses it, and it's prodded wide by Hamza Eagleman. And McCrory will breathe a huge sigh of relief there.
Well, that was a moment. That was a movement. That was a pass. That was looked the execution, but it's just stabbed wide. It would have been a brilliant goal. Dill does excellently. He's tight, and he just shows a bit of inspiration just to drag it back, free himself up, and then hit a lovely reverse pass, chipped it over the Kilmarnock defence. Really good movement from Eagleman, and he gets a good contact on it, but agonisingly for him and Rangers, it just drifts about half a yard wide of the left-hand post.
Balogun's header up in the air, controlled by Kennedy though, and Kennedy's going to take this towards the left-hand touchline. He's got no support, tackled, goes back to Ndaba, then Ndaba's chipped it forward for Kennedy, flag stays down, he's up against Casanwiro. Matty Kennedy looks to draw the foul, which he's done, and the Kilmarnock fans on their feet, fist pumping in this main stand, because it's more brilliant work from Matty Kennedy, who, in fairness to him, looks dead on his feet.
Yeah, brilliant from Matty Kennedy. A real good wing play, and Ndaba just chips in, he gets his body in. Casemiro's upset with Stephen McLean, but he's just giving him an easy decision.
Ndaba fires a cross in, and it's overhit and flies well behind for a Rangers goal kick. We've played 94.5 of the 96 minutes that we're due to play here. Kilmarnock are going to make a couple of changes. It's going to be Jack Burrows and Rory McKenzie who are going to come on. Matty Kennedy is going to get a standing ovation from the three sides of Rugby Park housing Kilmarnock fans. Another tremendous performance from the winger. He goes off, Jack Burrows is on, and Marley Watkins, who as it stands is going to be the match winner, goes off the pitch and is replaced by Rory McKenzie.
Yeah, they've had a good day, the two of them, having to one scoring what looks to be the winner, and the other one being so direct. Everything that Rangers, and I'm not just having a go at their wingers, well, I am, but I mean, it's right throughout the team, but Matty Kennedy typifies everything that the Rangers wingers aren't. They just aren't direct. They want to play tippy-tappy football. He just gets it direct, crosses the ball, and doesn't ask twice.
Butland has it at the edge of his box, gives it to Suter, and we're into the final 30-40 seconds here. Last chance maybe for Rangers as it's shelled forward. Balogun's up there playing as a centre forward, headed away though by Kilmarnock. Then David Watson smashes it up into the air around the halfway line. It bounces, Watson trying to win it back forward, but McKenzie heads it, returns it to Casanwiro. Casanwiro up into the air. The Kilmarnock fans want the full-time whistle. It's still alive. Balogun tackled by Watson from behind. Free kick. It's going to be a Rangers free kick about 6 yards in, up to over the halfway line, and they'll just try and shell this into the box, and this will be their last chance. Tavernier rolls it out, and Jack Butland, the goalkeeper, is heading up to try and cause havoc in the Kilmarnock penalty area. Kilmarnock with a high line just around the D. They go short to Tavernier. Tavernier's going to deliver with a right foot to the back post, headed by Ndaba, drops for goalkeeper Butland, but it's the full-time whistle has gone. Kilmarnock have done it again at Rugby Park against the Old Firm. Celtic and Rangers beaten here last season, and Rangers again defeated in Ayrshire as the home fans get to their feet, jump for joy and sing. It was Rangers' chance to close the gap at the top to Celtic and Aberdeen, but that gap has only grown to 6 points over the course of this weekend, because Marley Watkins' winner in the final 5 minutes of the 90 has given Kilmarnock a massive, massive home victory, their first since April. But we know at this place, when they're themselves and get it right, they are formidable, and they have done it again, and it is fully deserved. They had the better chances. Finlay had one ruled out in the first half for offside. There were other opportunities. Suter blocked one that was goal bound from Watkins. Dees had one at the back post which was just touched away from him. And Rangers up the other end really toiled to create chances. Their best efforts really were from the edge of the box. Dessers had one saved, Tierney had one saved. Dessers did have a header at the back post which cannoned up off the crossbar, and then the chance at the end from Igaman when he was through on goal and failed to find the bottom corner. That was probably their best opportunity, but there were only a handful, and the fans go across, the players go across, the Rangers players, to applaud the away fans who were protesting with banners earlier. There are not many of them left, and the ones that are left are furious with their team, whereas the Kilmarnock players are taking the adulation yet again of the Rugby Park faithful. A tremendous win to build on their comeback against Dundee before the international break. Marley Watkins, the match winner here at Rugby Park. It finished. Kilmarnock 1, Rangers 0.